tonight. And Keith, what are your thoughts going into this game? Obviously, two teams heading in opposite directions. One team at the top of the RPI in the state of Utah, in the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, and then a team with one win in the Hurricane Tigers. Two opposite trajectories for these two teams.
Yeah, it's kind of a tale of two different stories, isn't it? Unfortunately, Hurricane has battled the last few weeks a lot of injuries. I know two of their top linemen are down. So they've struggled with the injury bug, and unfortunately they're a little bit smaller than the other schools around here, so they don't have a lot of fill-in people to go with it. So they've been exposed the last couple of weeks. So Hurricane's going to have to really pull some tricks out of the bag, I think, tonight to make it close. And you mentioned Crimson; they're on the other end of this. They're on fire right now. Their defense is fantastic. And they're just priming themselves, getting ready for the upcoming playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I was at the Desert Hills Crimson game a few weeks ago and saw that Steele Barbin, he's one of the players I've got spotlighted tonight as one of Prediction Paul's prime performers, as he's a guy that has been throwing the ball at an elite level. He's been spreading the ball out to multiple receivers. It looks like a buckshot shotgun style shot when he's firing the ball everywhere, because so many guys get involved and create for this team. And Steele Barbin, a leader, a poised, competitive player, and I look for him to make big plays tonight. I don't know about you, Keith, but R.J. Wright, maybe another guy on the other side, one of the best receivers in the state.
Yeah.
But those are two key guys. Maybe you talk a little on those two.
Sure. Well, let's start with Barbin. As you mentioned, he's really turned it up a few notches this year. He's completing almost 64% of his passes. He doesn't have huge yardage, but he is so consistent, and he just kind of keeps this offense running for the Mustangs at Crimson Cliffs. And you mentioned R.J. Wright over on Hurricane. He is a fantastic looking receiver, but unfortunately they just can't get the ball to him enough. They got to get him, as well as Iola, their big tight end, involved, and they got to get creative tonight to really hang with the Mustangs here tonight. And
Crimson Cliffs also on defensively, I've been impressed by their defensive backfield. In that Desert Hills game that I was at, I watched them be shut down Bo Wall, essentially, make it extremely tough on him throughout the night. Brock Hunter, Jay Sweeten, guys that really get involved in the pass game and make it tough to complete passes and make an easy pitch and catch type situation for the Mustangs. But and it'll be a great game tonight. I'm looking forward to seeing more from R.J. Wright and Garrett Grondell, a guy that has been putting up numbers for the Hurricane Tigers, and he's been progressing more and more. Still a young player, a sophomore, so still progressing, maturing, and that process is ongoing. But what have you seen from Garrett Grondell so far this year? Pretty poised player for such a young guy.
Yeah, and he looks the part too. If you look at him, he's about 6'2", 6'3". He's a young sophomore, as you mentioned. I happen to call I've called a few of their games this year. His first game, he was a wreck. I'm just going to be honest with you. He had 4 interceptions in the first half. But, man, he has really elevated his game over the last 2-3 weeks. He'll stand in the pocket. He's not afraid to get out and run. He's a bigger kid, as I mentioned. But he also has a decent arm. You can see why he's starting as a sophomore, because next year and his senior year, you're going to talk a lot about him. He's that good.
Absolutely. The arm talent is there for sure.
Yeah.
And we are on our Finlay Subaru pregame show today. Finlay Subaru, they are accepting school supply donations for kids in our area as they go back to school. Stop by Finlay Subaru today to help the kids in our area. We will come back after a 2-minute break down this game a little more, get some keys to the game from Keith, and then we'll be ready for kickoff tonight between the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs and the Hurricane Tigers.
Southern Utah, the anticipation has been building. It's Region 10 football back under the lights on a Friday night. The matchup you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time. Incredible. Beautiful high heartbeat throw right into the hands. What a catch. He levels the boom. Big run, Daddy. Oh, what a catch. Utah, the anticipation has
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, Mountains Await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can do it.
Crimson Cliffs, Mustangs, Hurricane Tigers. We are here live from Crimson Cliffs Field out here in beautiful sunny St. George. And Paul Ratliff and Keith. Keith, I never got your last name, sir.
Curtis.
Curtis.
Yeah.
Keith Curtis, Paul Ratliff on the call tonight. And I was just wondering, Keith, because you've been able to see this Hurricane Tigers team a few times. You're talking about, because, obviously Monday through Friday on the drive, we talk about every team in region. But Hurricane is the team we probably haven't been able to cover as much because we haven't been seeing them in the town. I had a lot of home games team out at Hurricane.
Yeah.
So what's been the diagnosis? What's been ailing the Tigers so far this season? What would you consider to be the main reasons that they've been stumbling out of the gate?
Well, they've had a lot of new coaches go over there. The old Desert Hills High School coach is now an assistant over there, so they've installed a new offense. They've switched quarterbacks. Ashby, with the little Ashby kid, used to be their quarterback last year. He's now their slot receiver, which he's a pretty good little athlete. If they can get the ball to him in space, he's shifty and can make people miss and whatnot. But they just didn't get much continuity going on offense. It seems like they'd get a nice play, go 5-8 yards, and then they'd move backwards either with a false start or a holding, and it just seems like they could never really get things put together. But then, they had a couple. They played Moapa Valley. They lost to them by just a few points. So they were in that game. They came home the next week, played Pineview.
And won.
Yeah, they won. They played really well. We were at that game. The lights went out twice. We had a 30-minute delay a couple times. But the key for them offensively is they have to get Ashby in space, and they have to get the ball to R.J. Wright. R.J. Wright is their key guy, and they got a decent running back in Staples, number 20. He's a short little guy, but he runs hard and gets decent yardage. They just got to continue to put things together. But the problem up front is they've lost their two biggest linemen, and so up front they're getting beat up by the size and the quickness from some of these other schools, and it's just hasn't quite come all together yet.
I understand, and that is something that we'll keep an eye on going forward. Is if the Hurricane Tigers, this isn't a season that's lost yet by any means. There's still plenty of games left, plenty of football to be played in Region 10 this season, and we will be on our lookout for a couple awards and prizes awards to give out tonight. We have our Jason Baum Bay Equity Home Loans Long Pass of the game. That is the Baum Home Loans Long Bomb of the game. Bay Equity Home Loans, proud sponsor of the Long Bomb of the game. Visit baumloans.com. We'll also be on the lookout for our Morgan Pest Control Defensive Play of the game and our Hearst Ace Player of the game. So all those awards will be given out post-game tonight. So we'll take one more break. We're going to see the Crimson Cliffs and the Hurricane Tigers take the field here soon. We see the blow-up inflatable football helmet being amassed at the the north end zone as we speak. So we will take a 2-minute timeout. After we come back, we'll come back with keys to the game and get you ready for kickoff between Crimson Cliffs and the Hurricane Tigers.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover.
I'll see you there.
One more. For the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. This crowd is electric, Keith. As we can see, the stands starting to matriculate and fill, and this is going to be a loud, raucous environment tonight for the Crimson Mustangs and their home crowd.
Yeah, it really will be. They've gotten off to a great start this year. They've got great fan support. You know, they've really started turning the corner here the last couple of years in all their sports, really. I mean, their baseball team won the 4A state championship last spring, and the basketball team was really good. The football team was good last year. So they've just got and the volleyball team's really good. They just upset Desert Hills last night.
Yeah.
So,
on the up and up in all athletic programs.
Yeah, they seem to have things rolling right now. So it's going to be a fun night, that's for sure.
Absolutely. So on this homecoming night, there's no way we couldn't go without getting some of the Finlay Subaru keys to the game. Finlay Subaru, they are accepting school donations for kids in our area as they go back to school. Stop by Finlay Subaru today to help out the kids in our area. Keith, you got a couple keys for each team tonight as we're getting ready for this grudge match between two Region 10 teams.
Yeah, for Hurricane tonight, the key is to win the quarter. Don't try to win the whole game up, in the first quarter. Go one quarter at a time, one possession at a time, because they just don't have the manpower that Crimson does. If they can kind of keep it in chunk, the game and divide it up and make it simpler for the kids, that way they can grow and learn from each possession that way. I think that will be key for them. As for Crimson, they just got to keep doing what they're doing. That defense has been on fire. Hurricanes had a hard time scoring the last couple weeks. They've been shut out the last 2 weeks. So if that defense shows up, really the key is don't be complacent. I know it's homecoming. You got all kinds of stuff going on. There's all these activities around homecoming. But the reason why you have homecoming is to play the game.
Yeah.
And they can't forget that they do have an opponent over there that they got to take seriously.
That is correct. And the Hurricane Tigers, obviously their only win this year coming over Pineview in a game that Abe Rosenlund, the Pineview quarterback, struggled. They've since moved on to Tyler Brown, and Pineview is in somewhat of a rebuilding, retooling season after Ray Hosner stepped away this season, but Hurricane Tigers hungry tonight as they will look to get on the board with another victory. We'll take a 2-minute timeout, and when we come back, we'll be looking ready for kickoff as the Hurricane Tigers take on the Crimson Cliff Mustangs in a couple minutes, and we'll be ready for kickoff.
Southern Utah, the anticipation has been building. It's Region 10 football back under the lights on a Friday night. The matchup you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time. Incredible. Beautiful hierarchy throw right into the hands. What a catch. He levels the boom. Big run, Eddie. Oh, what a catch. And it's in for the score.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can deliver.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Some experience. Your quarterback's coming along.
Yes, it is. Region 10 football tonight from Crimson Cliffs. The Crimson Cliffs Mustangs taking on the Hurricane Tigers tonight, and we are just about ready to go. 43 seconds on the game clock before pregame is over. And the crowd getting hyped as we can hear out there. Flyover from one of the military vehicles. Looked like a helicopter, was pretty cool.
Yeah, they go all out here for homecoming,
Yeah,
don't they?
absolutely, pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
I remember my homecoming was a couple old town cars and some girls sitting on top, but
There you go.
I'm getting news that the helicopter is going to drop the game ball down to the middle of the field, and we are watching that now, and this is a pretty cool scene.
Oh, he just missed the target.
Oh. But it is a real cool scene. That is awesome.
Yeah, that is. You don't see that every day. A helicopter flying over the.
Even in an NFL game, you sometimes get the cool flyover on 9/11 or something. But you never really see that. I mean, that's awesome stuff for a high school football game. But we're getting set here. About 29 seconds till kickoff, and the Hurricane Tigers looking to get in the win column, like Keith was talking about earlier on in the pregame show. Play one quarter at a time. This is a time where get RJ Wright involved. Get your explosive players in space to try and create create plays, because this is a time whenever you can seize a win on the road in a hostile environment, and this is a building block process for Hurricane as the program is trying to move forward. You know, they've had some rough years the last couple years, but a new staff, kind of a new beginning, and this is the first year of a team that may be a contender to come in years to come in Region 10.
Yeah, I was just talking to one of the assistant coaches for Hurricane, and you know, they're down a few bodies. They don't, you know, they'll admit it. They know that they've got what they've got to play with, and they're going to give it their best shot. But you know, like you were saying earlier, they're a 3A school almost in size, you know, competing at the 4A level. So that's a difficult thing to do.
It is, absolutely. And just the classification-wise, being in the rest of Region 10 with Hurricane, you know, the locals know the area that there's not as populated, so not as big of a pool of players to choose from. So, but this Crimson Cliffs team is going to have their hands full tonight with this Hurricane team because, like I'm saying, Mason Topalian, Steele Barbin, those guys are going to be constants. They're going to be players that are going to make plays. But who else is going to be the guys for Crimson tonight? Is it going to be defensively, Jay Sweet and Brock Hunter, those guys I was talking about in the secondary? Are they going to be opportunistic and make plays? Or is it going to be the offense that really carries the way for the Mustangs tonight? We're not sure. We're just going to have to wait and see. But the coin toss is going on right now, and we're just waiting for a signal from the official to get this one started. It looks like they're moving towards the sides of the 50, and Crimson Cliffs has deferred to the second half. Hurricane will receive the ball first. We will take a 30-second timeout. We will be right back with kickoff.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
Welcome back. Crimson Cliffs taking on the Hurricane Tigers tonight from the Crimson Cliffs field, and the Mustangs beginning to matriculate onto the field now. They will be kicking off right to left on your radio dial. And I remember this song in my high school days, We Ready. It was quite the juice-up song for the guys back in the day. And to see that it still is brings back fond memories.
You know, you got to quit dating yourself, my friend.
Absolutely. I'm only 29, but I feel like an old soul when I hear this one come across the PA system. But the Tigers onto the field as well now. We are moments away from kickoff. As a full crowd, student section, and the family and parents and friends of the players of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Hurricane Tigers sideline a little more sparse, but still a good showing of fans out there making the trip. And we are get set here. Kickoff will be by number
34, it looks like, for Crimson.
34 would be
trying to get our rosters here.
McKay Wright. Yeah, their numbers aren't quite in order for us a little bit, so it's a little confusing, but McKay Wright with the kickoff, and it'll be first down for the Hurricane Tigers. And Keith, what are some of the first things they should try and establish on this opening drive to try and start off on a good foot?
Well, in the 3 games I've covered for Hurricane this year, their first drive they actually moved the ball pretty well. So wouldn't be surprised if they try to, you know, they'll try to set it up with the run, but they'll try to hit a big play during their first series. They've done that twice in the 3 games I've seen. So I wouldn't be surprised to see if they try to get some, you know, that way they can try to grab some of the momentum early.
Absolutely. Uncle Momentum, as we like to call him on the show.
Yeah, keep him on your side.
Absolutely. So Steele Barbin in the pistol. Mason Topalian behind him. In the gun. Or in the pistol. Motion man right to left. There's the snap. It's fumbled. Barbin. tackled for a gain, a minimal gain, looks like maybe a half yard on the play, was bottled up real well there by the Crimson Cliffs defense.
Yeah, that was almost disaster in that first play. The snap was on the ground, and Grundell was able to pick it up and was able to just get it back to the line of scrimmage there.
My mistake there. I had the wrong team on offense. Here we go. Grundell in the gun. Back to pass. Looking, surveys, throws, and it looks to be deflected and broken up.
Boy, that was a tight window. He was trying to fit that in between the two linebackers there. He had Ashby trying to do a little curl route in the middle of the field and almost got it picked off.
Tight pass there in a high danger area, and that brings up 3rd and 10 for the Hurricane Tigers. Not what they want to be on 3rd down in a long situation here. In the pistol, Garrett Grundell takes the snap, looking, surveying the field, throws. He's got a man, number 5.
That's R.J. Wright.
R.J. Wright
yeah.
makes the catch, and for a minimal gain, about 5 yards, and it will bring out the punting unit. Not what you wanted to see on the first drive from the Hurricane Tigers.
No, it's not, but I'm glad to see that they're trying to get the ball to their 2 playmakers. They got to get it to Ashby. They got to get it to R.J. Wright. Really, if they don't get it to those 2 guys, they're kind of in trouble.
Absolutely. So the Hurricane Tigers will line up in the punting formation. Back deep for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs looks to be number 14, Tyler West. Tyler West looking at the ball, bouncing. He's not going to even field this one. It's going to bounce inside the 25 to the 24, down to about the 23-yard line, and that's where the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs will take over, and we'll keep it here.
A little surprised he didn't run up and at least try to catch that. That landed on about the 40.
It did, and he had a lot of space there, I thought.
Yeah, he really did, and they got an extra 16 yards out of the roll, so.
Positive play, positive swing for the Hurricane Tigers after the 3 and out. The field position battle is going to be a factor in tonight's game. You figure they're going to have to pin this Crimson offense deep, to be able to contain them, but we'll see how they come out here. Steele Barbin in the gun, sidecar to Pallion. Off the right side, gets about 6 on the first down run up to the 32-yard line.
Yeah, a nice job on the left side of the line for Crimson. They just kind of buried the defensive tackle for Hurricane, and he picked up 6-7 yards right there. Good first play.
Absolutely, as the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs are not going tempo as much tonight. We saw that in my other game that I covered against Desert Hills, kind of running up to the line, going pace, but a little more huddle here, more composed. Steele Barbin in the pistol. 2 receivers to the bottom, 1 to the top, 1 in motion. Looking, takes the snap, and it's a handoff to Pallion up the middle. Makes the man miss. And there's a flag down, but it looks to be enough for the first down, but we'll wait on the flag.
Boy, Paul, there was a big hole off that left side again, but I think he got aided by a nice holding penalty, so it's going to move him back 10 yards from there. Otherwise, that was a nice pickup again.
It was. As we see on the replay here, just getting out off tackle and just taking over, getting as many yards as he can, but the laundry was there as a holding penalty. As I've always said, those are massive drive killers. 10-yard penalties in high school football is hard to overcome.
Yeah, that was big number 67 for Crimson. He got his hands caught in the cookie jar, as they like to say. So he'll get his revenge, I'm sure, throughout the game.
I'm sure. All right. Well, Steele Barbin looks at about a 2nd and 15-ish opportunity here. And he's back to pass, not aware of the rush. Looks, throws. Looks, got a man out there. Dropped.
Boy, he had him wide open, too. That was a great job. Barbin stepped up into the pocket, had pressure with the right corner from Meekum, and he stepped up just off the fingertips for a big gainer.
And as we see here, just off the fingertips of number 20, Luke Childs, as he was open.
Yeah,
behind the defense, too. Could have been a big play. Touchdown, maybe.
He would have scored. No one would have caught him.
Yeah.
Childs, I'm sure he's going back saying, call that one again. I want that one again.
I want that deep post again because I was open. All right, Steele Barbin. Sidecar to Pallion. Takes the snap, back to pass, looking, surveying, throws across the middle on this crossing route. Incomplete.
That's a great stop by the Hurricane defense. They stiffened up there. They brought pressure off of the corners. Both that time it came from the left corner, made Barban step up and make that little dump-off pass, and it's a great stand by the defense.
Yeah, you got to be encouraged if you're the Hurricane Tigers team, coaching staff, fans, as they stood up one of the better offenses in Region 10 on their first drive of the game. So the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs will be out to punt.
Well, you mentioned that holding penalty.
It was a killer. Punts away. It is a high booming kick, and it's going to take a bounce, a favorable Crimson Cliffs bounce, down to about the 33-yard line. We will take a 30-second timeout right now on your Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. It is 0-0. We are knotted up with 9:05 less than the first quarter. We'll take a 30-second break, and we'll be right back.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main and Cedar City.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on StGeorgeNews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at StGeorgeNews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
And we are back as we missed the first play. That was my fault on the timeout, but the Hurricane Tigers have taken over, and the first pass by Grondell is incomplete. It will bring up 2nd and 10 from the 32-yard line. And we have 8:57 left in our first quarter in a scoreless game. And Garrett Grondell in the shotgun. 4 wides, 1 back.
I'd like to see him go to Iola, the big tight end, number 1, if he can.
And it's the jet sweeps, number 22. And that is a 8-yard or 6-yard gain there, it looked like, for Carter Ashby as he takes it around the end on the jet sweep action. So we see that from a lot of teams around the region. A lot of teams love that little push pass.
Well, and Dixie loves to run that same play. And part of the reason why they do it is they make those fast, big athletes go sideline to sideline, and tires them out and gives them some angles that they can try to get through there.
Sure, test the lateral quickness of the defense throughout the game. Absolutely. And that was a productive play on first down. That was a 6-yard gain that brings up a 3rd and 4 from the 38-yard line. Garrett Grondell in the pistol. Takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's surveying. He's on the run. He's going to take off. He's going to get the first down to the 50. And he's out of bounds. Garrett Grondell, big run to maintain the drive.
Yeah, that's a great job. He recognized the coverage. They were more in a man-to-man coverage. He slipped through the line. The Hurricane line's doing a nice job, giving him plenty of time, but he saw the opening and picked up a big first down.
That was a huge play, and continuing the drive, staying in this first quarter. Like you say, win the quarter. This is the drive they maybe can take that lead and get that win the quarter here. So Garrett Grondell in the pistol. We've got some motion men. And it's an option play here, and it's strung out, but it's an 8-yard, 9-yard gain on that run there by Grondell. What a play!
Yeah, that's great play calling there, because what they did is they brought the wide receiver motion like they were going to run the fly sweep. Then they faked the dive into the middle of the line, and Grondell just goes around the left side, follows Iola, picks up 9 yards. That's a great play call right there.
Iola, a great pass catcher, but also a great blocker. That big body getting out there.
He's a big body. You can use him in multiple different ways.
Absolutely. And Grondell taking his time this play in the pistol. 3 wides, 1 tight end, 1 back. And he takes the snap and the handoff. Up the middle. Marginal gain. It's going to be a 3rd and short here for the Tigers. This could be 4-down territory, Keith. I know it's early in this game, but you gain about 20 yards punting the ball, maybe.
You've won one game all year. You have nothing to lose. But that was Staples on the carry, and he just ran into a big old mountain right there in the middle. Number 99 for Crimson just was blowing that thing up.
Number 99, Caden Hawes on that play, blowing that up. Grondell in the shotgun. He's back to pass. He's looking. He fakes. He throws, and it's a little bit short.
Boy, the offensive lineman got driven right back into him. He tried to step into that throw, and it hit his arm. So here it is, 4th and 1. They are going to go for it.
Absolutely. This is a spot where, like you say, 1 win on the season, looking to get some momentum early in this game. Already got a 3-and-out defensively. So let's see what they can do here. And it's Grondell in the pistol.
Wouldn't be surprised if they just try to do like quarterback keep or something, try to get that up there.
Quarterback lead or something right up the middle.
Yeah.
We'll see what they do here. It looks like they're going to try and get him to jump off sides, but
they got him too. It was number 50 for Crimson that jumped off sides. Yeah. Just like that. That's their 3rd first down on this drive. That's big for Hurricane.
That is driving and on the move here. And very impressive drive. After the stop, get the punt, get the good field position, and just take advantage. Get a couple fortunate penalties, and you're right in this game early on. So Grondell back to pass, or back in the shotgun. Looking, he's on the roll. He throws. He's got a man. To the 20, to the 15, to the 15.
Not getting the calls right.
Boy, that's a great play there, right there. They sent R.J. Wright deep, and then they flooded Ashby into the flat there and rolled out Grondell, and he hit him right in stride, and he picked up another 5-6 yards after the catch. So great play call right there.
Yeah, what a move by Ashby there, putting multiple guys on skates, flying by him. And this is a very, very prosperous drive for the Hurricane Tigers. As Grondell in the gun takes the snap, the handoff. It's up the middle, and it is stopped. It is stopped emphatically by number 44. That is Luke Johnson, as he just flew into that play and blew it up from the get-go, and gave him no opportunity there to get a positive gain.
Yeah, it looked like he had a hole there for a while, but as you mentioned, 44 came flying in there and shut that down real quick.
So now, 2nd and 8, the 15-yard line, 6 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. We have a tie ball game, 0-0. Grondell takes the pass, play action, throws out the screen. He's got a man.
Why are they going red when it's black?
Oh, that's nice. He got that ball to Iola, the big target. And that's an easy throw for Grondell, too, as he's rolling out under pressure. And they got, again, another positive 3-4 yards.
Absolutely, as the extending of the play, the yards after catch, the yak, as we like to say, has been big early on for the Tigers on this drive, as they are really knocking on the door here, and this is an opportunity. You can't get 3 here. You got to get 7. As Grondell is in the pistol.
He's going to keep it.
He's going to keep her. And he's got the first down, I believe.
Yeah, that was a great read. He kept it around the left side, and the outside linebacker bid on the dive play, and just like that, they're 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, they are set up going in right now, and Garrett Grondell, a very composed drive from him, as that was just a play where he took what was given to him, and he got exactly what he needed there, got the first down. Now they're set up 1st and goal, and here we go.
Well, the thing I like about that is he made the right read.
Yeah, absolutely. And Grondell in the gun, takes the snap, looking, throws, and there's a flag now. And it looks like this is going to be a false start on the Tigers. So that's going to bring it back up 5. And these are those self-inflicted wounds you talked about in the pregame show.
Yeah, they are rearing its head a little bit here. Maybe they can adjust and move forward and get this one in the end zone, make this a little bit exciting here.
Yeah, exactly. This is a very, very promising drive for the Tigers, as even though that penalty backs them up, they're still set up 1st and 11, so going in. And let's see.
Don't be surprised they go to right. So
Grondell looking, and he'll throw. He's got a man to the 10, to the 5, and that is R.J. Wright as he checks in with another play.
Yeah, they looked like they just ran a quick little wide receiver. It wasn't really a screen. They just got him on a hot route, and he got the 5 yards back. So.
And it is now the Tigers set up at the 7-yard line going in. Grondell in the gun. takes the snap. He's looking. He's got pressure. He throws, and it is caught.
Oh, but he dropped it at the last minute.
Oh,
boy, that was a big play. Boy, they
thought it was in his hands.
Yeah, they blitzed the middle linebacker that time. Grandel had to make a quick decision. He got rid of it just in time. Perfect play. Hit right in the hands.
Yeah, and that's your guy, R.J. Wright.
Yeah.
He normally makes that catch 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, he would. Just an unfortunate break if you're a Hurricane Tiger fan.
He's got to be stronger with the ball, man. Did you guys call time?
And Grandel looking to his sideline as it appears the Tigers have taken a timeout. We'll take one too. 30-second timeout. We'll be back after this. 0-0 ball game. 4:42 left in the first quarter.
3 left in.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
4:42 left in the first quarter. Knotted up here, 0-0 between the Hurricane Tigers and the homecoming host team, Crimson Cliff Mustangs, as we are looking at a 3rd and 11 play here coming up for the Tigers, where they are set up at the own 11 of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. This is an opportunity they have to capitalize on, Keith.
Yeah, it really is. I would not be surprised if they don't get it on this 3rd down that they go for it. They've already gone for it once on 4th, so. But yeah, I would not be surprised to see them get it either to Ashby or to Wright, like we mentioned in the pregame. Those are their 2 guys. Of course, Iola is a big target here too in the end zone. It's always nice.
Soft hands.
Yeah, nice to have a big guy.
All right, Grandel. 4:42 left in the first quarter in the gun. Takes the snap. He's looking. He's surveying. He's running. He's on the move. He throws, and it's incomplete. Incomplete to the back of the end zone.
Boy, that was a nice job at eluding the rush by Grandel. He stepped up into the pocket, and he threw a laser across. It just had a little too much heat on that one, but I think we might have a holding penalty against Hurricane.
And the official sorting this one out. I think it's going to bring up 4th down here. We're just waiting on the signal. Looks like a holding on the offense, so that's going to back them up 10 yards.
Yeah, that's tough because that holding penalty was about 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. So that moves it all the way back to, if you end up trying a field goal, but it looks like they're going to go for it anyways, and they're on their own 22 now.
Wow. And they are backed up quite a ways here as the Tigers look to get the first score on the board tonight. They're going 5 wide. 3rd and 17. Grandel in the gun, looking for the snap. Takes the snap. He's back to pass. He's looking, he's surveying. Throws it deep. He's got a man out there, but it's out of bounds. Incomplete.
He didn't even give him a chance.
Well, he had plenty of time that time. Grandel did, but they dropped 8 guys back into coverage, made it really tight on the, as far as the windows he could put it in. So, but again, that's positive yardage by this Hurricane offense. Again, that's something they can lean on, I think, as this game moves forward. They can move the ball on these guys.
Absolutely, as they've proved to themselves that they can move it. They aided by penalties a little bit, but at the same time, they had their own penalties of their own to bring them back. So I call that a wash. That was a good drive for the Tigers. Let's hope they can cash in with 3 here. Lining up.
It's R.J. Wright. He's their kicker.
Oh, R.J. Wright kicks one too. Okay. Multi-talented athlete. Looks like Carter Ashby, the holder.
About a 39-yarder.
And that kick is up, and it is good.
Yeah.
Right down the middle as the Hurricane Tigers come to Crimson Cliffs and score first. It is 3-0 right now. 4:17 left in the first quarter. We will take a 1-minute timeout. We'll be right back with more of the action.
The world has changed. Our devotion to the businesses of the Beehive State.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can deliver.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
The Hurricane Tigers on the board first as the away team up 3-0, 4:17 in the first quarter here as we are getting ready for the kickoff. And Keith, what impressed you about that drive by the Hurricane Tigers?
Well, they just hung in there and they kept, battling, and they picked up the key plays when they needed to. And, they didn't score. They had an opportunity there in the end zone, but they get 3 points out of the deal. And when you've been shut out the last couple of weeks, you'll take any positive, and that's a great positive start right there.
Especially against one of the best teams in the region as the kick is up and it is on the way and it is fielded. Crimson Cliffs takes the ball at the 5. He's running outside and he is
what a tackle.
Pulled down and yanked to the ground. What a play there by the Tigers. As we look on the replay again here, that is just a holding on for dear life tackle by number 7. And
that's Hunter Prince.
Hunter Prince making the play on special teams, just yanking down that runner, and that was an impressive play.
Well, and you can kind of see what's happened. They've got a little momentum now. They make a big play on special teams. Now Crimson's got to go 90 yards to score. So, that's couldn't ask for anything better right now for Hurricane.
Absolutely, as the Mustangs look to get on the board here, as I'm not sure they expected to be in this spot, but 4:09 in the first quarter, and Barbin takes the snap. It's the jet sweep action. He's got a man outside going, running, and he's out of bounds. And that is number 5, Brock Baker, on the jet sweep action. And it picks up 5 yards.
Yeah, it's like a running play. They just do a little push pass. But again, it stretches the defense. It's actually, I thought, the defended rather well by Hurricane. Baker did a nice job just finding a crease and getting upfield. So 5 yards, positive game there.
2nd down and 6. 3-0 ball game. Tigers on top. Barbin takes the snap. He is looking, surveying the field. He throws the ball deep. He's got a man, but it is incomplete.
Boy, that was actually pretty good coverage by number 9 for Hurricane. That was Jace Meekum on the coverage. He did have Boston Adamson down the left sideline there. Tried to make a nice one-handed catch, but again, the coverage was there. And brings up a long 3rd down right now.
And this is a huge spot for the Tigers as they look to continue with the momentum, get the stop here, maybe get the ball back, and try to continue to pile on the points. As the Mustangs clearly a little flustered early on as Barbin takes the snap. He's going to throw a screen. He's got a man, but it is overthrown and out of the reach.
Yeah, he tried to hit Jordan Eaton out of the, on the little halfback flat there, and just like that, they're going to have to punt it away. And 3:49 into the first quarter, if you told me Hurricane would be leading 3-0, I thought I would have to argue with you. But, man, what a great start. I think the defense for Hurricane's done a nice job.
Absolutely. I agree. They've been stout so far. 2 3-and-outs, I believe, on
the last 2 drives.
Yeah. So impressive effort from the Tigers. Really been let out of the cage tonight, playing hard. And let's see. Crimson Cliffs snaps the ball. The kick is away. And it is Ashby back there looking to field it. It's going to take a bounce at the 41-yard line and stay there. We will take a 30-second break. We'll be right back with more Hurricane Tigers and Crimson Cliffs Mustangs from Crimson Cliffs Field.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
And we are back as the snap is snapped through the legs, and Grandel was surprised by that ball there as it slips through the wickets. Luckily for the Tigers, they are able to pounce on it. But kind of a drive deflator for you to start the drive in that fashion.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Again, that's the second time tonight on the snap that we've seen it on the ground, and that one took an awkward bounce in front of Grandel, made it really difficult, and now you got second and long.
Second and a country mile for the Tigers. Grandel in the gun, in the pistol, I'm sorry. Takes the snap, looking, surveying, looking long, and he's going to roll. He's going to roll. He's going to run. He's taken off to the 40, to the 45, and he's out of bounds. Grandel gets the yardage back that was taken away by that missed snap.
Yeah, he actually got an extra yard on top of it, so about 7 yards on that run. Again, man-to-man coverage by Crimson, and Grandel read it just perfectly, went around the left side, and picked up positive yardage.
Yep. And Grandel heating up a little bit as he's getting into momentum because they've had the ball for a good amount of this first quarter. And Grandel back to throw, looking, and it's a screen all the way. He's got a man, and he's got blockers out there to the 50, to the 45, to the 40, to the 35, the 30, the 25, the 20, the 10, the 5, the end zone, touchdown.
Boy, what a beautiful play call that time. That was just a well-designed play, a little screen pass right over the center of the line, and Staples did all the work, tiptoeing down the sideline. What an impressive play.
And just following his blockers, like you say, tiptoeing down the sideline. Incredible patience on that play, just to follow your blockers and just tiptoe. Oh no, but they're calling him out.
Yeah, they called him out at the 17-yard line. They must have got a little bit of chalk over there.
Okay.
We didn't see it. We're too far away.
We're too far away. That's right. It was beautiful. It was a great play to see, so I was running with it. But he is out, and it will be about the 28-yard line they're on, so it was stepped out a little further than we thought. But on that first play back, it's another about 9-yard run.
Yeah, that's a great job by that right side of the line for Hurricane. They just got off the ball well that time. Staples stuck his head in there and ran hard, and he's got 7-8 yards right there.
And second down and 4 coming up, 2:21 left in the first quarter, and Hurricane is playing ball control. They are absolutely trying to control this game.
Well, as you've mentioned, they've had the ball most of the quarter.
Yeah. And Grandel rolling. He's got a man, and he's open, and it is caught. Down to the 15-yard line, or the 10-yard line, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's Carter Ashby on the catch there. And Grandel, again, the end bit on the dive play. Grandel rolls to his left, squares his shoulders, and fires a nice dart out there, and Ashby comes down with it for about a 15-yard gain.
And they are matriculating down the field quickly now. They are not taking their time. They are making plays, drawing penalties, doing everything you need to do to win a football game. All right. And the snap's back. Handoff to Powell, or Ashby up the middle. Touchdown! Touchdown, Hurricane.
That's Ethan Staples,
Staples,
right on the fullback, in between the center and the guard. They found a little crease there, and he shot through the gap. Next thing you know, they're up. They're going to be up 10-0.
And this Crimson crowd.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
We're back live from Crimson Cliffs High School as we've got an upset special potentially on our hands as the Hurricane Tigers, with one win on the season, up 10-0 over one of the top teams in the RPI, the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, as this kickoff is up and back and caught, and up the field goes the Mustangs.
That was Tyler West on the return there, and again, not bad coverage by Hurricane. So again, both special teams, every time they've kicked off, they've held
covered well. Yeah. Been down the field, screaming down the field, making those plays. And now we got to see the response level from the Mustangs here as they're backed against the wall 10-0 on their own field homecoming night.
Just give
something they didn't expect, I would think, Keith.
Oh, no, absolutely. Give you guys some, our fans listening at home, some Region 10 scores. We got a 7-7 game between Desert Hills and Snow Canyon. Dixie is up 3-0 on Cedar, and then you got ours here at 10-0. So,
and the handoff to Topalian there, and a good play by the Tigers defense, collapsing on that.
Yeah, it was really bottled up in there. That was a nice job. 52 for Hurricane. That was Kellen Pledger. He's a junior. I've seen him play a few times. He's a good-looking linebacker, and he made the nice stop there for half a yard gain.
Brings up 2nd and pretty much 10. We used to call it 2nd and 9, but pretty much 2nd and 10. And the Mustangs taking their time here, not going tempo. They were going faster a couple weeks ago. I'm wondering if that's throwing a wrench in their scheme at all, but Barbin in the gun, takes the snap. He's looking. He's got wide receivers everywhere, throws. He's got a man out there, and it is dropped.
Well, he got bumped that time. It looks a little bit early by Hunter Prince, the defensive back. But, you know, in reality, that's actually a good play by Prince, because that would have been a 25-yard gain. Now they'll get 15 yards out of it.
That's right. Take the penalty when you can, when in a smart situation to do so. And that will be pass interference, we're assuming, waiting on the call. And it is going to be pass interference on the defense, and that's going to bring it out 15 yards. And that kind of bails out the Mustangs, as they were looking a little stale offensively.
Yeah.
Now they get a little fresh set of downs. They get to full playbook available again. Let's see what they do.
And they're on their own 40 there. Barbin underthrew that one a little bit there. If he could have let him, you know, wouldn't have had the pass interference, but he might have had a big play on that one.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Now Barbin in the gun, Topalian to his side. Barbin looking, throws deep. He's got a man streaking to the sideline, and it is dropped. Good coverage there by number 4, Zion Wolf, just a sophomore for the Tigers, running stride for stride that play.
Yeah, they were trying to hit Connor Kell. That was on just a go route. They were trying to get him on a streak down the field, and again, it was underthrown just a little bit. Crimson's trying to get another flag out of that one, but you know, I thought it was pretty good coverage.
I thought so too. Like I was saying, step for step, pretty much right there with him, and not much contact. So Zion Wolf, good play on you, brother. And the Steel Barbin in the gun, Topalian to his side, the handoff. He's going to run to the right side. He's going to go upfield. He's going to get about almost enough for the first down, just about a yard short here. This will bring up 4th and 1, and it's decision time. They're going to go quick. They're going to go quick. Barbin to the line. The Hurricane Tigers still digging in. and the handoff, and he's going to get the 1 yard, first down.
Well, they got the 1 yard and about 4 more, so that's a good job by the Crimson line getting off the ball and moving people backwards.
And let's see if they go tempo now. Win tempo one play there, and it worked successfully, but looks like they're going to huddle up again. I'm surprised by this. I really thought the tempo was a great element they had going against Desert Hills, but looking to huddle up more tonight, more composed, and Barbin in the pistol, 3 rides to his left, takes the snap. He's dropping, looking, surveying, throwing. He's got a man deep, and it is incomplete, but he draws a flag.
Boy, Barbin had all day to throw that time. Unfortunately, if you're a Hurricane fan, you need a little more pressure. They only rushed 3, but he got behind Jace Meekum, and then Meekum ran into him right as the ball was getting there. It was close, but the ref said it was too close for comfort.
And that will bring us to the end of the first quarter. We will have a penalty on the defense. It is a pass interference, but that is the end of the quarter. So we will take a 1-minute timeout. We will be right back with more of the action.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can deliver.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Back live, Crimson Cliffs High School. The Mustangs on the move here as Steele Barbin is in the gun, flanked by Topalian. And the handoff, and it is a 3-yard gain by Topalian over the left side as he has started to gain steam here.
Yeah, he just tripped over his own feet there, it looked like a little bit, or else he probably would have picked up a few more yards. But again, it's only about a 1-yard gain. That was
fortunate break for the Tigers. Yeah. As the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs in the huddle, breaking now to the line. I've said it a number of times. The tempo worked great for them. Maybe they'll go to it later in the game or in a 2-minute situation. But Steele Barbin back to pass. There's a blitzer, and he's going to go down.
Boy, what a great play by number 52. That's Pledger again from the outside linebacker position. He just got a free shot on Barbin, and that's a huge loss. All the way back to the 41-yard line.
It puts him out of field goal range, and gotta wonder what's the mental status of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs right now. Kind of worrying, I think, a little bit, because this is not the team they expected to come in here and compete with them throughout the night, as the Tigers are putting up quite the fight.
They are, and I mentioned in the pregame show that was the one key that I was worried about, is how are they going to be mentally for the game.
Absolutely. And winning the quarter, like you said, they won the first quarter, 10-0. And Barbin back to pass. He's taking a deep shot. He's got an open man out there, and it is caught. Touchdown, Crimson Cliffs.
Yeah, but I think we got a penalty. Yeah, we got a hanky on the field. It's probably going to be a hold. We'll find out. It's on the left side of the field there. What a great throw and catch by Adamson, though.
Adamson behind the defense. Just beat his man, number 9, Jace Meacham, and on a simple go route. But this one, like you're saying, looks to be coming back.
Yeah, there's actually 2 flags on the play. So, yeah, and Crimson isn't walking off the field like they scored. So this is going to be against them.
It's coming back, so.
Oh, a chop block. You don't hear that called very much anymore.
Very rare at the high school level. But it is, I believe it's a 15-yard infraction.
Now you got you mentioned a country mile earlier. You got third and I would say a whole county mile.
Absolutely, a county mile. That is right, because I can't even see from one stick to the other in one frame of sight. I got to look over through a different window we have here to see where the first down marker is.
It's about 35 yards. So.
It is. So the Mustangs backed up way back after the sack and the penalty, and now set up behind the chains, and they're just going to look to run it here or throw it. And he's moving around, and Barban is going to go down again.
Boy, right at the line of scrimmage, too. What great coverage downfield that time by Hurricane. They just had everybody bottled up. Of course, it's third and a long, long way to go, but, you know, Barban had nowhere to go. So there you go. They're going to have to punt the ball and turn it right over.
Another punt for the Mustangs, as Hurricane really has been playing some inspired ball tonight, I would say, after having such a tough last week and coming out this week inspired, and they are playing hot, and I'm excited to see what they do next series here as the Mustangs are getting ready to punt.
Kudos to their coaching staff for having these kids ready to go, because, you know, they could very easily, I mean, the last 2 weeks they haven't scored any points, and then the week before that they lost they actually won that game against Pineview. So, you know, they really hadn't had much good going for them, and this is a great first half for them.
And it looks like a timeout on the field. We will stay here, though, as the Mustangs kick over the ball to the Tigers. And this is really a chance for the Tigers to maybe not step on the throats of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs this early on in the game, and you know, with how good Crimson Cliffs is.
Yeah.
But really grab a hold of this game and put it in your favor in a big way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Just quick score updates for everybody. Looks like Snow Canyon scored again. They're up 14-7 over Desert Hills. And it looks like Cedars responded. They're up 7-3 now on Dixie. So we got some good games going on here on Friday night.
And the punt is up and away. And it is a squibbing punt. It's going to roll down to about the 20-yard line. And that's where the Tigers will take over.
Boy, just to give you an idea, the Crimson offense started on the 31, and that punt went to the 21. So that just kind of gives you an idea how they just went backwards that last drive after having a touchdown.
And the Tigers forming their way onto the field now. They've got to be feeling hot. They got to be feeling pretty good after those last two drives, getting points on both of them.
Yep.
And defensively holding the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs to 0 through a quarter. And let's see what they try and do. Ball control, or if they try and take some shots here. Grondell in the pistol, takes the snap. He's going to give the ball up the middle for a minimal to nothing gain.
Yeah, they actually got real good penetration, and there was they lost a yard or two, a yard and a half on that one. So great job up front that time by the Crimson Cliffs D lineman.
Crimson Cliffs D-line is one of the stronger units in the region. Those guys, space eaters, move to the ball, don't get too far upfield to get hit by those pulls. They're a well-disciplined unit. All right. Grondell in the shotgun. He is motioning a man. Takes the snap. He's going to look. He's going to throw. He's got the slant, and it is a first down and a catch.
That's a great audible that time by Grondell. He saw that the outside linebacker was blitzing, so he audibled to right, and Wright picked it up, and it did a nice little in route there and picked up the first down.
Let's go.
And Garrett Grondell and the Tigers going quick now up to the line, ready to go. And he's going to call. We're going to bark out the signals, take the snap. He's going to hand off, and that's going to be another just bottled up play in the backfield. Not much running room for the Tigers.
Yeah, they tried to, again, run that stretch play to the short side of the field that time. And, again, great penetration up front by the Crimson D-line, and there's nowhere to go. Staples, he's not a real big back, so, you know, if he's got to get past that first line, and then he's shifty. So.
Yeah, get through that first level where you get away from the trees, more down to the smaller size, right?
Yep.
All right, so Grondell is in the pistol. He takes the snap and he's going to fake the run, and he's going to throw it out and just throw it in the ground, not really give his receiver a chance, but pressure was on that play.
Boy, yeah, that was, again, that's a well-designed play. If he had a half second longer, Grundell, if he could have laid it up over the top of the defensive end there, they would have picked up some positive yardage.
7:56 left in the second quarter. 10-0 Hurricane over Crimson Cliffs. And Grundell in the pistol. He takes the snap. He's going to throw. He's looking. He's moving. He's on the run now. He's taking off. He's got 3-4 yards.
Boy, if he'd have saw earlier, he had Ashby over the middle. He was open. He just couldn't quite find a window to release it, or else he would have picked up a big gainer there.
Yeah, under heavy duress all night long, but he's been making the best of it, it seems.
And that's the growth you've seen with Grundell since week one. In week one, he would have thrown that up there. The ball would have fluttered. They'd have picked it off. That's what Mountain Crest did to him. But you've really seen his progression over the last few weeks. He's really maturing right before your eyes.
Garrett's got to know.
There's the punt, and it is away. And it's going to take a huge roll.
That's nice.
Wasn't the greatest punt in the air, but took a big Hurricane Tiger bounce out of bounds at about the 14-15 yard line.
Again, a long field, for Crimson to go. So Hurricane, if you could write a script, this is the script you'd write.
I agree with you. To play the field position game, to be able to pin the Crimson Cliffs deep just about every possession so far has really yielded positive results, has really held the Tigers or held the Mustangs back from doing anything productive offensively. And here they come. Steele Barban with Topalian flanking him. 3 to the bottom, 1 of the top receivers. And here's the handoff. Topalian off the right side. He's got a little bit of speed. He's got a first down, and he's got more. And there's a flag. It looks like it's a hit out of bounds, too. Going to tack on another 15.
Boy, that's a tough call there. As a defender, you're taught, you keep going until you hear a whistle, and he just barely had stepped out of bounds and just pushed him. He didn't really hit him that hard. They're going to give him 15 yards for that.
Yeah, that's,
you know what I mean?
It's a little chippy there, I'd say. A bit of a chippy one, but I'm sure that the Mustangs offense will take it after how belabored and tough it's been to pick up yards and points tonight, as they're still holding out at 0 on the scoreboard. But the Mustangs on the move now. 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line.
Sorry, I'll adjust the mic a little bit to see if we can reduce some of the background noise.
That's effective.
Well, then both guys have to be on over there.
Or is it? Steele Barban takes the snap. He's going to hand it to Topalian. Topalian's got the edge, and he's got the first down.
Yeah, they're starting to get large chunks of yardage now. The last couple plays, that's 15, 14 yards a pop now.
This is what you expected from the Mustangs, a prolific running game with an even better passing game. But we haven't seen the passing game. The running game starting to pick up steam a little bit. As we're 1st and 10 at the Hurricane 45-yard line, 10-0 Tigers. Barban takes the snap. He's back. He's looking. He's throwing. He's got a man, and it is caught. First down for number 6. That is Connor Kell with the catch.
Yeah, that was well placed. That ball that time, it was down. He had to slide to catch that, which keeps it away from the defender. Is able to shield him. And again, a nice 20, 25-yard pickup.
And the Mustangs on the move for the first time all game, it seems. Aided by penalties nonetheless, but still on the move. Barban in the pistol. 2 to the bottom, 1 to the top receivers. And the snap and the run. And it is Topalian up the middle. Driving for more yardage. He's loose. First down, and he is down to the about 6-yard line. It's going to be 1st and goal to go for the Mustangs, as this is the drive we were waiting on.
Yeah, that was real nice running that time. He broke a tackle, broke an arm tackle, and picked up 10 more yards after that. Just running real hard that time. They've got to shore that defense up here if you're Hurricane to keep them out of the end zone.
This is a vital part in the game for Hergen. You feel like if they hold him to 3 here, that's a giant win for the Tigers.
Absolutely, yeah.
And Barban in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He's surveying. He's going to throw the fade, and he's got a man. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Boy, that was a little bit too easy. They got picked off there. They did a real rub play in the right corner of the end zone, and big number 4 out there, Jordan Eaton, he was wide open.
Where is he going?
I think you and I could have thrown that one too.
I think so. We might have been able to drop that one into him because there was not a man within 3 yards of him. So,
yeah, that rub play was very effective.
Good job.
So now the Mustangs in to kick the PAT to make this a 3-point ball game. Kick is up, and it is just barely over the uprights and good.
Boy, the Hunter Prince got a hand on that. That ball just barely fluttered over the goalpost there, or else they would have had a block.
All right, and on your Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard with 5:53 left in the first half, it is 10-7. The Hurricane Tigers of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. We will take a 1-minute timeout and be right back with more of the action.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. Hearst General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
And a great return out by the Hurricane Tigers out to about the 33-yard line to start.
That was Hunter Prince. He was one guy away, almost taking that one to the house. If he had it brought down by an arm tackle there. If not, he would have picked up another good chunk of yardage. So,
and the special teams for the Tigers tonight been good.
Yeah,
real good.
We've mentioned them a couple times.
Flipped the field a few times, and now a good kickoff return. And they are making their way onto the field now with up 10-7. And a game where they've got a chance in this one, absolutely. So let's see what they do this drive as the pistol formation. And that is Grondell. Motion man comes across. There's the fake, and Grondell's going to keep it, and he's going to be bottled up and tackled by number 99 of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. That is Caden Hawes. We've called his name a couple times tonight as he just busts through the line and makes another play.
Yeah, that was a great play by Hawes. He read that all the way, but then we got an unsportsmanlike by number 1 for Crimson. He was over there doing a little jousting with Iola, and it's going to go against Crimson, I believe. Unsportsmanlike.
Wow, big blow after the run game of the Tigers hasn't been too strong against the front of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs so far, but whenever you bail them out with penalties like that, it doesn't even matter.
No, that's not the kind of play you want. Fortunately, that's Jay Sweeten, number 1. He's trying to give him a little earful, trying to fire up his folks, but that's a big penalty.
Kind of works in a negative effect there, and that will give him 15 yards on the play. So terrible penalty to take this late in the second half if you're the Mustangs. So the Tigers will gladly take it. Grondell in the shotgun, motion man across the field is R.J. Wright. Carter Ashby motions to the backfield. Grondell takes the snap. He's got the ball out, and it is caught, and it is about 7-8 yards on the play. It's going to bring up about 3rd and 4 for the Tigers.
Actually, that's going to be second because they got an automatic first down.
That's right, automatic first down.
But I love that play call. They had doubles on each side. They motioned the first guy to the wide side. Then they motioned the other guy. So you have all 4 guys on the wide side, and it creates a matchup problem.
Jam, yeah.
And they found the hold for 6-7 yards.
And Grondell in the backfield, take the snap. He's going to fake the throw and run the ball right up the middle. And that is a thundering run.
Yeah, that's Josh Staples, number 20 again.
Josh Staples, not the biggest in stature, but runs big.
Yeah, he's had a couple of big runs tonight. Had that screen play down the left side, and he's been real active this first half, and great penetration by that offensive line for Herc and moving the Crimson Cliffs back.
And Grondell takes the snap. He's going to throw a quick shot, and he's got a man. First down. That's going to be about.
We got a penalty.
And there's a penalty in the backfield.
Boy, that was a great play. That time they faked the dive, and Ashby was on a little inseam route and hit him right in stride, broke one tackle. I mean, that had potential for a big play.
We're out. The ball's out.
And they're
that's a terrible call, Coach.
Man downfield for the Hurricane Tigers. Illegal man downfield.
Not when the ball's thrown. Terrible call.
Well, you've got the Hurricane offensive coordinator disagreeing with a little bit with that call, but
Okay, here we go. Tiger right on. Tiger right.
All right, and
right on.
his displeasure is clearly audible, but the Tigers now backed up behind the sticks after that mental mistake.
Well, if people are wondering, are we all together? Yes, we are.
Absolutely, and we are in tight quarters. So, all right, Grondell in the gun, takes the snap, behind the sticks. He's going to run the QB draw. He's up to the 45, and he's going to get tackled. It's a good play call, but just wasn't there.
Well, you got some positive yardage. He was one guy away. Number 54 that time for Crimson did a nice job on that tackle, bringing him down. If not, he'd have got another 6-7 yards, I think, downfield.
Yeah, 54 Parker Andrus making the play there.
You know, Paul, there's 3 minutes left in this half, and this is still a win in my mind for Hurricane.
Oh, I agree with you. Win the quarter like we were talking about, and you can argue, even if they don't go into this quarter or into the half with the lead, that they've won this quarter with the tenacity they've competed with. And that ball's caught. First down, and he's down the sideline, down to the 20, the 15, the 10, the 5.
Cowboy collar, too.
I think they're going to get him at the 1.
Waiting for the signal, and he's down at the 1.
R.J. Wright reached out there at the end. He could feel it. He could taste it.
He was sniffing that end zone, and he was looking to get there, but they are going to rule him out at the 1. What a play as they're going hurry up. They're running up the line quick. No huddle here.
Too late. Take too long.
Snaps the ball and runs the QB sneak and gets the penalty.
Guys. They take too long and no one's set.
Well, they fumbled the ball, too, on the snap, so there's a penalty flag down. Probably got an illegal motion. But, boy, what a big penalty that could be. But let's go back to that play. That was a deep in route by R.J. Wright. It looked like it was going to be picked. I thought they were going to pick it up, and he ran right in front of the DB, and then he spins and gets out of that and almost scores. It was a fantastic. That's a bomb play of the game right there.
Yeah, that is the Jason Baum.
Florida switch.
Loans Long Ball of the Game Bay Equity Home Loans, proud sponsor of the Long Ball of the Game. Visit bombloans.com. That is the definite candidate so far. And the snaps back. Grondell shoots the pass out, and it is incomplete.
Boy, Grondell, I wonder if he was trying to go to Iola or if he was trying to go to number 13, Gage Huntsman. He kind of was in between there, unfortunately, but he had a guy open. Huntsman was open in the end zone, I thought.
Just missed his man there, and Grondell looks to regroup. 2nd and 7 from the 7-yard line.
And don't be surprised, sorry, Paul, if they just try to go to R.J. Wright, throw it up over the top here.
Just jump ball situation. I can absolutely see it. Grondell in the gun. reading the defense, surveying the line, takes the snap and the throw, and it is over his head.
Yeah, I got in.
There's the penalty flag, though. Comes in as there was a little bit of bump and grind contact there, as we saw as the pass was approaching the receiver, and that's going to set him up 1st and 10 for the Tigers. Goal to go.
Yeah.
And this is a chance to go up 17-7 on homecoming night for the Mustangs. I think that this is a huge deal.
Well, and the other thing is, Paul, is that look at the way they've responded since they went. Crimson scored. They've come right down the field. And
no layover or hangover at all. Like they're not feeling sorry for themselves. They're right back out there, and they are going right at Crimson. And there's the snap, the run, right up the middle.
He's going to get in.
Oh, he's going out to the outside. I've been on the fake, and Grondell goes around the outside for the touchdown. Tigers.
There you go, just like that. Again, another great read. He read the dive play, and the defensive end crashed, and Grondell just outraced him to the corner of the end zone. What a great play call.
And as we can see on our Holbrook Asphalt replay, when your team scores 25 points or more, you get 5 ounces of Yogurtland for free after the game. It's the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert, and that'll be on with about 9 more points. So 9 more points, all Region 10 fans can cash in on that Big Score dessert, as the kick is up, and it is good. And it is 17-7. The Hurricane Tigers have stormed into Crimson Cliffs, and they are not here to not win this football game. They are playing to win this game, and it is 17-7. We are going to take a 1-minute timeout. Back with more of the action right after this.
Good job.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit HolbrookAsphalt.com to discover more.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cash Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by.
On Sunland Drive.
Back live. Crimson Cliffs High School, as we are witnessing a potential upset in the making. Hurricane Tigers come into Crimson Cliffs up 17-7 on homecoming night, as the kick is up and away, and it is fielded by the Mustangs at the 10.
Oh, he went into the end zone. Yep.
Okay. All right, so the ball will come out to the 20-yard line. And if you're the Mustangs here, Keith, what are you thinking as far as 2 minutes and 13 seconds, Steele Barbin, Jordan Eaton, Mason Topalian, you've got the players. What are you trying to do here? Are you conservative, go to the half down 10, or are you trying to score immediately?
No, they're going to try to score, I think. And the way I would do it is I would just keep running the ball. They were getting large chunks of yardage, and then they can fake that run and hit a deep one. They could score real quick.
And the play action, they had that shot there down the deep post earlier on in the game because all those running plays, and then they take the shot with Steele Barbin, who can absolutely throw that ball out there. And here they go. And it's a run to Topalian. Topalian's up the middle. He's got 9-10 yards on the first play of the drive. First down, Crimson Cliffs, as that was a thundering run. They're going to go hurry up, as I've been asking for all game. Barbin in the gun. Takes the snap. He's looking. He's got a man, and it's caught. And he's going to turn up the field for another first down. And that is number 6. Number 6, Connor Kell, as he makes another play for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Connor turned it back in. I thought, oh, no, you don't want to do that. You'll get tackled in bounds. But he was able to elude a tackler and get out of bounds, so the clock stops. And, you know, they got a fresh set of downs. It looks like the two umpires are talking, though. Is there a penalty? Might be a sideline warning or something. Oh, no. Oh, a personal foul.
That's so bad.
That is
right before halftime, too. That is a killer.
That's going to move them 15 yards down the field. And just like that, they're 40-plus yards out for a touchdown.
They are in plus territory now, the Mustangs, after that penalty.
Nobody likes the Hurricane Tigers winning any games or up.
All right, and the Steel Barbin in the pistol now to the sidecar is Topalian. Barbin looks. He's going to throw. He's going to hit his man.
That hit the ground. That looked like it hit the ground to me. That was not, well.
Oh, they're calling it a catch.
Coach Ashby's over there on the sideline for Hurricane saying, pounding the ground, saying that hit the ground, but they're giving it to him.
Yeah, we got to get set, get ready.
And that is a catch down to the 22-yard line, and Barbin set up in the gun again. He's going to take the snap, and he's going to look, and he's going to throw to an open man. It is a drop by Connor Kell that time.
Our inside guys don't have to play off so.
Boy, they just they're running a guy deep every time, and then just running a guy underneath him on the flat pattern. That's been open pretty much this whole drive tonight. That was just a little underthrown by Barbin that time.
Barbin been relatively sharp tonight. I mean, he's had some drops and some miscues, but overall putting good balls out there for his receivers, I would say. Barbin is in the gun, takes the snap, and he's going to hand it to Topalian. Topalian spins. He's going to go down the sideline for the first down, and he's down at about the 11-yard line. First down, Mustangs.
Boy, what a great run that time. Boy, it looked like Hurricane had him stopped. The defender came up, but he spun inside of him and just whiffed right by him and picked up another 8 yards. So great run.
And 1 minute, 11 seconds in the first half and ticking. And Barbin's going to take the snap, and he's going to go for it all, and he's going to miss. Incomplete out of the back of the end zone.
Watch the middle of the field and draw.
Well, they're going to have to get a little more pressure on them. I know they're down into the red zone here, so things get a little condensed. I think Hurricane's going to want to start sending their linebackers because Barbin's just got too much time there.
I would just run the football if I'm Crimson Cliffs. They've been able to pick up a lot of yardage on the ground this drive and throughout the game.
And they got a couple timeouts, right?
Yeah. All three, as I can see here. So there's the snap, and Barbin's going to throw, and he's got his man for an easy walk-in touchdown, Crimson Cliffs.
Boy, you see the two Hurricane defenders talking to each other, saying, I thought you had them. You know, they were talking to each other, but unfortunately, the two touchdowns that Crimson has scored, they've been just wide open. And it's the same guy, number 4, every time.
Yeah, Jordan Eaton's been a man that's been able to get open in the red zone using that big body to his advantage, and that is absolutely deflating for the Tigers as they had a 17-7 lead, and now that is trimmed down to 3 points pending this PAT, and that PAT is up, and it is...
They got it.
It is good.
Well, let's quickly update some of the other Region 10 scores for you at home. It looks like Dixie's now back up on top at Cedar. They're up 9-7. And it looks like Desert Hills and Snow Canyon. You got Snow Canyon leading 14-10 at, I believe that's almost halftime there. So.
And that's your look around the region. In this game, we have a 17-14 score. The Tigers up on the Mustangs. 57 seconds left in the first half, and we'll keep it here as the Mustangs getting onto the field quickly. We won't need to take a break this time. We've been looking for our AWP Playmaker Play of the Game tonight. A few of those candidates we've already seen tonight. Maybe R.J. Wright's catch and swivel outside and then shovel down the field. And that little move that he put on there was an impressive Playmaker Play of the Game. It's one of my early candidates. You got any plays spotlighted so far, Keith?
Well, we got as a Eaton, number 4. He's got 2 touchdowns for Crimson, so we could throw him in there. And those are the 2 I would kind
two
of
that
think
stand
of right
out.
now.
Okay, absolutely. And the kick is up and away, and it is fielded by the Tigers. The Tigers up the field to the 20, to the 25, to the 27-yard line, and they'll begin the drive with 50 seconds left in the first half.
You know, Paul, they still got 50 seconds, and if they can give them a little bit of time, they found holes in this defense. I mean, they got plenty of time, and they've got a timeout left, so I wouldn't be afraid to put it up. Oh, we got a penalty, though, it looks like.
Didn't see that call there. I did see the flag, but I didn't see the official making the call. But it's going to back up the Tigers, it appears, as the Mustangs are advancing towards the south end zone.
You just want to be careful that you don't get, Grundell picked off down this, end of the end zone here. You want to be real smart about maybe run stable. But you know what? I'll bet Crimson would call timeout, try to save the time. So it'll be interesting to see how they go about this.
Yeah, I think that you'd run the football here and just be able to be content going half down 3. But we'll see what they do. Grundell. And the handoff to Staples, and Staples breaks a couple tackles in the backfield, and then he is walloped and dropped.
Boy, that was a great play. Again, I believe that's 99 Haas down there, and then number 54, we've called his name a couple times, and they just got really good penetration that time. But
who is that?
Oh, they did call a timeout. I was like, the clock's running. I'm a little surprised that they.
32 seconds remain on the clock in this one, in the first half. And the Mustangs looking to make a stop here, maybe potentially get the ball back with a little bit of time left. It's 2nd and 10. We see this a lot in the NFL. You have the 2-minute warning and 3 timeouts. You essentially have 4 timeouts, but not in high school. So you have the 3 timeouts. You make a stop, maybe get the ball back. Realistically, you'll have about 10 seconds, 11 seconds maybe, when you get the ball back if you're Crimson. So if I'm Hurricane, I just try and run a play to get a first down so I can end this first half.
Yeah, I think you're right. You do send someone deep, run somebody underneath them, try to layer it out there, give them a couple options to throw the ball.
No, it's risky to throw, but I feel like you have to in this spot.
Yeah,
because they're stacked, ready for the run. Grundell in the gun, sends a motion man. That's Ashby. Catches the snap, and he'll fling it out there. Ashby puts a move on 1 man, puts a move on 2 men, and then goes down at the 20.
Yeah, again, that was just a nice job. That's like a run play there. They just hit him a little flat pass, and Ashby's pretty shifty, and he picks up about 3-4 yards. So that's a positive gain, and makes Crimson call another timeout here. So this will be the big play right here on 3rd down.
Would you throw or run here, force them to use that other timeout, or potentially gift them a timeout with an incompletion?
If it's me, I'd probably run it.
Run the football?
Yeah. Because you want the clock to run as much as you can. But we'll see. We've got the OC for Hurricane right here next to us. We'll see what he calls up.
That's right.
Maybe we can yell at him and get him excited. So.
He has been spirited tonight. This has been a spirited game, though. We talked pre-game. We were talking about Hurricane winning quarters and such, but now they've got a bigger eye on their prize now. They're thinking about winning this football game.
Well, again, you got to keep it simple. Right now, they've won the first quarter and they've won the second quarter, but there's still 23 seconds left. Don't give up a big play, and then you think about the 3rd quarter at halftime.
Absolutely, and the Tigers.
We haven't ran flat Packer with him.
3rd or 2nd and 10, or is this 3rd down?
This is 3rd down.
3rd down. The scoreboard's wrong. 3rd down, and there's the handoff, and it's going to be bottled up and dropped in a fumble. And it is picked up, and it is going to be Mustang football at the 5-yard line. You just talked about something that could absolutely not happen, and it does happen there. And time for the Mustangs or for the Tigers to make that mistake.
Yeah, they try to run an old counter play where they, act like they flow the motion to the right and then come back to the left with the counter action, and the big D lineman for Crimson just ate up Staples and caused the fumble, and just like that, they're on the 9-yard line.
And there's 15 seconds left in the half here.
Oh, goodness sakes, guys. You kidding me?
Boy, for Hurricane, your heart kind of hurts for them. They've really played a spirited first half, and if they get out of this a touchdown and go under losing, That's a tough break. But, even if you go in and give up a field goal, going in tied, knowing the odds were way against you, I still say that's a win for them.
Yeah, Nolan Perry, our friend that does this power guide that ranks these teams based on percentage points, had this game as a 28-point spread favoring the Mustangs. So this was a game that they were not really favored or even close to being favored in, and they are fighting hard in this game.
They are.
And they're only up 3 now with the potential to lose the lead here after playing such a good quarter. We were talking about winning the second quarter and just not to make a mistake here.
Yeah.
What do? They make that mistake.
Well, we hate to sound like we know what we're talking about, but we know what we're talking about, Paul.
That's right. As the Mustangs...
Or I should say, you know what you're talking about.
You're too kind, Keith. I appreciate you. And the Mustangs, you got to wonder what play they're going to run here as they have 15 seconds, no timeouts.
My guess is they're going to go to number 4. He's gotten both touchdowns in
Yeah. Eaton's got to be the primary guy. Not going to run the football here, of course. Or are they? It's up to...
Oh, he's going to score.
Oh, he's going to score. Touchdown, Mustangs.
They faked the dive, and so, we didn't think they would run, but they fake it, and Hurricane bites on it, and then he just gets an easy little throw right there, and he's in the end zone.
And what a little just pitch and catch there from Barban to his number 15, that is Mecord Christensen, as he grabs the ball and takes it on in to the end zone. Take the 3-point lead pending this extra point, and just an absolute deflator for Hurricane.
It's tough, but again, I think there's enough positive things they can talk about at halftime that they should be all right. Again, they've coached them up this first half. Well, I think they could do it again.
All right, and there is 10 seconds left in the first half on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. It's going to be the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs 21, the Hurricane Tigers 17. We'll take a 1-minute timeout.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
Your source for local news that is and will always be free.
There we go.
And we are back, and there's a fight on the field right now as coaches are on the field on both teams separating members of the Tigers and Mustangs, as there was a little brouhaha down there at the 40-yard line. What'd you see, Keith?
Well, I was watching the ball, it was the guy bringing it out from there, and next thing you know, he was tackled by the Crimson sideline, and it looked like Iola was in there, number 1 for Hurricane, and next thing you know, there's a little John going back and forth, and next thing you know, there's some pushing going on, and everybody was coming on, so we had ourselves a melee there for a minute.
That's right, with 4 seconds left in the first half as we see the replay here. And just a standard tackle, but then a little late pile up. There was the flag.
Right here.
Oh, okay. There's some fists being thrown there a little bit.
Yeah, they looked like 2 Hurricane guys pancaked Crimson guy. And then they didn't like him standing over and talking to him, and so one of the Crimson guys come in to help his brother on the field, and then it was on.
It escalated quickly, and they're going to have to sort this one out. We're not sure. I remember when I was in high school, there was a couple ejections that happened in a team we played later on in the season one year. in a game where frustration boiled over, and I'm sure that's what happened here. Just a little bit of frustration boiling over in a really, really tight game, and in a game that both teams need desperately. So
yeah, Crimson's coach is down there. He's got everyone's attention there, and he's giving them an earful. He said that they're not going to put up with that kind of conduct going forward. So that's good. You like to see him take control like that.
That is something that we do like to see, as there's no place in the game for that, and it does happen at every level of football.
Oh yeah.
So it's something where the tensions get high and boil over, but the referee's sorting this out now. They're taking an extended conversation.
Did you see that Tampa Bay New Orleans game with that little scuffle?
Yep.
My goodness.
Yep. I think Mike Evans was quoted saying, "That's Tom Brady out there." So he's going to protect his guy. So
yeah, that's true.
Around the country, while we got a little break here, Saturday football, big day around the state as Utah Tech takes on SUU up at Eccles Coliseum. I will be on site for that one, as me, Connor Collins, Devin Dixon, Rod Zundel will all be on the coverage of that game tomorrow, and looking forward to that one. BYU taking on Wyoming in a game they should take care of. Utah playing Arizona State in a game they should take care of, and Utah State off to kind of a rough start. Everyone had high expectations for the Aggies. Lose to Alabama, then lose to Weber. They've got another tough game against UNLV where they are the underdogs. So
UNLV is much improved this year.
Much improved under our coach Arroyo, the LSU assistant. So it should be a good game. I'm looking forward to Saturday's slate of games. But they are sorting out the penalties here. And
I'll tell you, Paul, I don't mean to cut you off there. I'm really excited about that Utah Tech SUU game. I think it's going to be high scoring. I think it's going to be a 34-31 kind of game. And the cool thing is I called up there about getting tickets. It's almost sold out.
Wow.
So it's going to be a fun atmosphere.
That is awesome, because we've been talking about all these names for it. Feud on 15, Red Rock Rumble, the Color Country Clash. We've had all these nicknames, but none of that's going to matter if it's a half-empty barn. But it is a full barn ready to go tomorrow. It's going to be an electric atmosphere, and all of us can't wait. It's just great for the community. It's great to see Cedar, St. George come together in one spot and root on our two respective teams. So that is tomorrow at 6 p.m. Mountain Time.
And the fun part about that, too, is there's a rematch game in November.
There is, right down here in St. George. So if you don't catch them this time, we'd love for you to make it out. Come see us at the Fox Sports Southern Utah booth, the Fan, and we'd love to see you. And also, if you're a BYU or Utah fan, both those games running about the same time tomorrow night. So be on your clicker, hit that last button over and over again, and be able to keep up with both games. But it looks like the Tigers are going to take a knee and send this game into halftime. And the clock hits 0, and that will be the end of the first half. So after a stunning end of the first half with a drastic mistake made by the Tigers, it ends up being 21-17 Mustangs over the Tigers on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. We'll take a 3-minute break and come back with your Rally Stop halftime show coming up next.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can deliver.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Southern Utah, the anticipation has been building. It's Region 10 football back under the lights on a Friday night. The matchup you've all been waiting for. Get ready for Region 10 football. It's time. Incredible. Beautiful hierarchy throw right into the hands. What a catch. He levels the boom. Big run, Daddy. Oh, what a catch. And it's in for the score.
Track reward points, exclusive discounts, and making appointments. Fabulous Freddy's monthly unlimited washes. Fast, frequent, and fabulous.
Welcome in to the Rally Stop halftime show. Rally Stop reminds you that after cheering on your favorite team, there's no better place to refuel than Rally Stop. So come on in, grab your gas, your favorite soda, or something to eat. They have all your post-game celebration needs. As one of these teams and their fans will be celebrating tonight, as the Hurricane Tigers are down by 4 right now to the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, 21-17, in a game that we thought would be a little bit wider of a margin at this point. And this is a tight game, Keith. We got a good one on our hands.
Yeah, we really do. In fact, Hurricane came out fighting, and they got on the board early, got a field goal early, went right down the field, and then they just kept adding to it. But then Crimson battles back, and then we had a little melee there towards the end of the half. We got ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, it's pretty much a movie we got going on with different scenes and parts of this movie.
Yeah.
There's been different layers of the onion. One team starting off fast, and then another team storming back, and then the terrible miscue that brings the Mustangs ahead in this game. But I was going to talk about a couple key players so far, guys that have stood out to me. Steele Barbin, he hasn't been the sharpest tonight, I would say. My other performance, I saw him against Desert Hills, he was pinpoint accurate. 26 out of 30 for about 280 yards, 3 touchdowns, was just dicing up that Desert Hills defense all night. But Hurricanes giving him problems. They are giving him issues, getting pressure on him. Number 52, that was Keelan Pledger, who's been a guy that we've been seeing flash on the screen multiple times. I know you've been seeing him, Keith, defensively.
Yeah, he's a really good player, the inside linebacker for Hurricane. And, early on, Hurricane got decent pressure on Barbin. And, they got 3 and outs.
Yeah.
And, really had the momentum going.
Some sacks.
Yeah, got a big sack as they were almost into the red zone area, which took them out of the scoring area. And, Hurricane was playing really good. But then all of a sudden, I don't know if there was some adjustments made or what, but it just seemed like Barbin had all day to throw. And so he started picking up some momentum there. You got big chunks of yardage in the run game, and that kind of loosened up things from the pass game. So it's kind of been a ebb and flow kind of game, which is great because that makes it a lot more fun to call, that's for sure.
Absolutely. Going back and forth is the best way to have it. And in our Jason Baum Bay Equity Home Loans long bomb of the game, that was that RJ, the early candidate for me is that RJ Wright pass where he caught it in the middle of the field, took a little twist and turn, he got outside and sprung down the sideline for about 40 yards in a play that was really impressive. But he had some miscues too. Drop dropped a touchdown early in the game when they settled for 3.
Yeah.
So R.J. Wright, one of the guys we spotlighted before this game, what does he have to do in the second half to give the Tigers a chance to win this football game? He is their best player on the field.
He is, and he's got to take advantage of every opportunity. So if they get down in the end zone again and he gets that ball, he's got to make that catch. But I expect more of the same. They got Ashby involved, they got R.J. Wright involved, they got Staples involved, and they were moving the ball up and down the field. So I thought from that standpoint, they did a really decent job. And again, this is my 4th time covering Hurricane this year, and they've moved the ball up, well, almost as good as they did against their win against
Pineview, yeah. And that was their only win on the season, but they are absolutely in this one. So why don't we get a look around the region on the Rally Stop halftime show and the Wilkinson's House of Lighting region scoreboard. What do we got, Keith, in the other games going around Region 10?
Well, let's start off with the game of the week up there at Snow Canyon High School. It is at half. It is a 14-13 ball game against Desert Hills, so that ought to be a beauty coming into the second half of that one. Then you've got our game here, 21-17, and then up at Cedar, it's the old rivalry, Dixie against Cedar. I think it's the second most played game in the state.
It is.
17-14, and they're halfway through the third quarter, so that's going to be a nail-biter as well.
So we've got some good games all around the region. What was that first one you said? It was the Desert Hills Snow Canyon game. It was 14-13. Okay, so Noah Fuitoa-Lolo not having as good of success against the Snow Canyon defense as he did last week on a game I was on hand for, where he lit up the Dixie defense for 3 touchdowns, 300 yards, was absolutely prolific. So that's a tight game. Hunter Johnson, Noah Fuitoa-Lolo, that's a huge quarterback matchup in the region. We'll keep our eye on that one. But we're focused in on this one and the rest of the game tonight. A couple keys going forward for both teams. I'll start with the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. I think Mason Topalian has to be a guy going forward. He's been getting, every time he touches the ball, it seems he gets 5+ yards. So I understand wanting to throw the ball. I get it. You've got Eaton, you've got your receivers, you've got Connor Kell, you've got players that can make some plays. But Mason Topalian has earned every bit of what he's doing tonight, and he hasn't gotten enough carries in my mind. And then defensively, you limit Garrett Grondell. We've been seeing him extend plays by getting out of the pocket, extending, getting on the edges, throwing the ball late, right up at the line of scrimmage, stuff like that, off-script stuff. That's going to continue to hurt the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs if they don't bottle him up and play more contained so he doesn't get outside. And Keith, what are your keys for the Hurricane Tigers?
Well, I think it's going to be up front. That's the main key, is can they continue to give Grondell time? Can they give him a little crease to run through? Can they get Shapley enough space that he can get through? So it'll start on the offensive line, and it's also going to start on the defensive side, because we started to see Crimson get big chunks of yardage. It's because the D linemen were getting blown off the ball. So it really is going to come down to, can they withstand the rest and the big guys coming at them? And if they can, I think they can hang in there. We'll have ourselves a great ball game going into the fourth quarter.
This is going to be a barn burner down the stretch. I think that Crimson has come back to play now. It took them a while. They were a little dormant. They've woken up now. So I think that both teams will be getting each other's best here in the second half. Well, we're going to take another 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with a little more recap and some preview of this game and take a look around the region, keep you updated on those scores. If we get any more score updates, we'll take a 2-minute timeout and then more halftime Rally Stop coverage.
Luke is escorted by his parents, Beth and Kevin Messenger. Cameron is escorted by her parents, Michelle and Chris Brown. In cart number 5, we have Connolly Ulrich and Ellie Burbage. Clayton is escorted by his parents, Rome and Thad Piltner. Abby is escorted by her parents, Danny and Ashton Prince. In cart number 7, we have Clint Brinkerhoff and Autumn Wheatley. Clint is escorted by his parents, Kelly and Justin Brinkerhoff. Autumn's parents are Angela and Thomas Wheatley. Tonight she's being escorted by her aunt and uncle, Elisha and Matt Sherman. Congratulations, students, on being a part of our 2022 Homecoming Royalty. Now we can give a big round of applause as we welcome back our 2021 Homecoming King and Queen, Bai Kanohi and Ella Evans. It would be their honor to crown and recognize this year's King and Queen. And now, your 2022 Crimson Cliffs High School Homecoming King is Jordan UCJ Eaton.
Back live from Crimson Cliffs High School. Right now, Mustangs homecoming night up 21-17 over the Tigers, and a game that has not been easy at all for the Mustangs tonight, as it's been tough sledding. Anything they've had to get, they've had to earn tonight. And we are inside the Rally Stop Halftime Show. Welcome to the Rally Stop Halftime Show. Rally Stop reminds you that after cheering on your favorite team, there's no better place to refuel than Rally Stop. So come on in, grab some gas, your favorite soda, or something to eat. They have all your post-game celebration needs. And the homecoming court down there right now, I fondly remember homecoming. It was something I attended sophomore, junior, and senior year of high school. So it's always fun to see the kids with their parents. It's an awesome time, exciting time in high school. Homecoming week too, a lot of spirit events and such. So it's fun for the kids.
It really is, and it looks like our Jordan Eaton, who's got 2 touchdown catches tonight, he's the homecoming queens, our king.
Oh, okay.
So well, good for him.
No better man than the guy that's got 2 touchdowns, and he's riding across the golf cart now, as we see on our coverage on the Fan Sports Network. And we see the rest of the homecoming parents and court leaving the field now. So we're expected to get started here in another 5 or so minutes. And I believe we were told during the break,
the Snow Canyon just scored another touchdown.
Snow Canyon has scored another touchdown. The score should be 28-13 now.
Yeah.
As the Warriors have taken a resounding lead in that one. Something I didn't expect. I was really on the Thunder tonight. I made that prediction on the show. I thought with last week's effort, we saw a passing arsenal that I hadn't seen in Region 10 up until this point. But it's being held in check tonight, Keith.
Yeah, that would be a big win for Snow Canyon, having little hiccups after the first couple weeks, and so put them right back up there at the top of the region. And they sound like they've done a good job reining in that passing offense from Desert Hills. So yeah, if they can hang on, that would be a big I think kind of an upset there.
Oh, absolutely. It would be an upset. Desert Hills in the RPI is, I believe, higher than the Snow Canyon Warriors. So it would be an upset in RPI. And for the region title, I mean, this is another thing. I know in the RPI era, we talk about this on the drive pretty frequently throughout the week and month that we've been doing the show, is that the RPI is somewhat taken away the significance of a region championship, where you're ranked by your wins and your common opponents and stuff. Whereas back in the day, you win the region championship, that's how you get the highest seed. Whereas now it's based on who you play in the preseason, how those teams do. It's kind of like college basketball, and the committee almost takes all these computer-generated numbers and forms a field of 68. But I know there's only 13 teams in 4A, but still, they got to rank all 13 teams. So it's an uphill battle at times.
Well, But I understand both sides of it, right? Because you want to reward those teams that will go out and play difficult preseason games and not beat up on maybe
some 3A
school or something that way, you know, where they run the score up on them. That doesn't do them any good because it doesn't help prepare them for the region play. So back when you and I play, you know, they didn't have the RPI, so you know it was like, you know, win as many games as you can, like you said, you know, win the region that way. And but you know, it's kind of taken the significance away from the region, you know, in that way. But you know, it's like college or high school football. It's evolving and changing, and I think it's a good thing because again, it rewards those teams that are willing to play tougher competition.
They test themselves.
Yeah,
you know, that
exactly.
I see it as that. I see it in college football all the time. You'll see these premier schools like Alabama, Oklahoma schedule these, never go on a true road game. You know, never play at another Power 5 team's home stadium. Yeah. If they do go on the road, it's a neutral site, and they play in the other games, so they'll play one headliner and then 3 cupcakes. So the FCS level for an FBS team doesn't help, and you're right, going down a division in high school and blowing them out 60-7 doesn't really do much for you because this region is tough and 4A is tough. So you're not really setting yourself up to succeed by pounding on somebody in a lower classification than you, in my opinion, and I agree with you there. So, and it looks like both teams getting ready to take the field here. We'll take another 1-minute break, and we'll come back with more of the Rally Stop halftime show.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Athletics. Thanks, man.
Yep. We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can deliver.
Mountains await. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Back here live at Crimson Cliffs High School, 1 minute and 44 seconds and counting till the second half begins. And we have a 21-17 ball game. Crimson Cliffs on top tonight in this one. And they barely just took the lead on a late miscue by the Tigers. Fumble recovery leads to a touchdown pass from Steele Barbin. So, in a first half that's really been up and down, you know, for both teams. Both teams have had moments of brilliance and moments of ignorance. So it's we'll get to see more in the second half, of course. Keith, what do you got spotlighted as some guys maybe that can take over this ball game for both teams?
Well, for Hurricane, it's going to be Garrett Grundell, the quarterback. He's done a really nice job tonight, reading the defense, taking what's there. He's made the right reads on the dive option plays. the key for them will be how do they respond coming up, because Crimson gets the ball first. Will they be fired up and ready to go? And then for Crimson, I think they're going to try to show a little more muscle. They think they're the better team. You're going to see a little more, I think, out of them to start the third quarter. And hopefully it doesn't get to where it's too chippy and they start, taking advantage that way. So I think it's going to be interesting. If Hurricane can hold on and withstand the storm at first, we're going to have a great ending.
And I can see that. I can absolutely see that, because this has been a tic-tac game. One team fires, another team fires back, and we are going to see some more fireworks in this one for sure, as the second half clock is about to hit 0, 5 seconds and counting, and we will be ready for the second half as both teams starting to form onto the field. I believe the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs set to receive.
Yeah, so for tonight, Hurricane's done a nice job kicking it away from the Crimson returners. They've pinned them into that corner and done a nice job that way to keep the return yards down. So, they've made some nice tackles too on special teams.
They have. They flipped the field. They've also got a fortuitous kickoff return that was like a 35, 38-yard return. So a couple big special teams plays throughout the night for the Tigers, as their unit has been strong to start this game. And the Mustangs on the field. And we're just waiting for the Tigers to make their way out there, and they are now. So we are getting set for the second half. Put 12 minutes up on the scoreboard in the third quarter. And this game has been an up and down battle like we've been talking about, that we're just waiting to see who's going to take the next punch in this one. It's been a heavyweight bout.
It really has been, and it's it's been a fun one to call, because we've seen some big plays. We've seen both quarterbacks make some good reads and make the receivers have made some good plays, and we've seen some good defensive stands too.
And the Tigers getting ready to kick, and the Mustangs back deep, ready to receive this kickoff, as this highly anticipated second half is ready to kick off. And the kick is away. And back to receive. The up back gets it to the 20, to the 30, and the 30-yard line. Good starting field position for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs as Steele Barban and co. take the field.
Yeah, that time they went with a little pooch kick almost. A little surprising, because they've been kicking it deep into the corner, but they tried to catch them off guard. But that was a good play by the up back, and now they got great field position to start the second half.
32-yard line and going out. Steele Barban in the pistol. 3 receivers to the top, 1 at the bottom. Now sidecar is Topalian. Topalian takes the carry. Topalian up the middle. Gets about 5 yards on that opening carry. 4 yards, 4 or 5 yards. Good, strong first run of the second half.
Yeah, it was. He found a little crease off the left side there of the line and kind of took an awkward tackle on that right or left knee. I hope he's all right and didn't hyperextend it there. But he looks like he's all right.
We'll keep an eye on that throughout the game, as Steele Barban in the pistol again. Now he's sidecar to Topalian. Barban slings it out wide. He's got a man, and it's caught. It's going to be enough for the first down there. That's going to be number 6, Connor Kell, on the reception.
Yeah, that was a nice play that time by Kell. He tried to spin it back inside there, but ran right into big number 52. We've mentioned his name, Pledger, a couple times tonight.
We have indeed. Kalen Pledger has been a strong player for the Tigers. And that's a handoff to Topalian up the middle. It's going to drive those feet for about 2 yards on the carry.
Yeah, that was great penetration.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu.
For Hurricane, he kind of blew that play up and let everybody else clean up after him.
Now, they started to go quick a little bit, but going back to the huddle again. And Barban set up in the pistol. 2 receivers bottom, 1 to the top. Motion man is Eaton. And the snap and the handoff to Pallion up the middle. He's driving. He is on the ground, still moving forward, up to almost the 50-yard line on that strong run.
Yeah, that, again, it didn't look like he was going to get much there, but the left side of the Crimson line, they did a nice job just getting a helmet on a helmet and moving bodies. And then he was able to just squirt through there for about 5 yards.
Was on the ground, but not down. His knees and his elbows were off the ground, so he got another extra yard almost parallel to the turf. But what a run there. And Bardman back in the pistol. 4 wide set, 1 back. And he's going to take the snap. He's going to be back. He's looking. He's on the run. He's surveying. He's got a man, and it's caught. It's Kell. And he's got enough for a first down for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs.
That was a good job by Bardman, just waiting his time. He rolled to the right a little bit. Kell finally broke open.
And here's, oh, sorry to cut you off.
Go ahead, Paul. Yep.
And here's the hurry up we talked about all game long. Bardman, he's got all kinds of time. Down the middle of the field, down the seam. He's got Eaton down to the 5, end zone, touchdown.
Boy, what a great individual effort that time by Eaton. He took on the free safety. That was Ashby, and he just kind of hurdled him as he went to make the tackle.
King Jordan Eaton on the night. So what a start by the Mustangs right out of the half as they go up. I think the scoreboard on the field is wrong as well.
Yeah, they gave that touchdown to Hurricane.
They gave that touchdown to Hurricane. So it should be 28-17 on our Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard, and that is up, and it is good. So it is 28-17 on our Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. We will take a 1-minute timeout. 9:18 left in the third quarter.
Attention for you first time. As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
And we are back, and the Tigers taking the ball out to the 25-yard line on the kickoff return. And we are 9:06 left in the third quarter. Now the Mustangs starting to separate a little bit, up 28-17 on a gritty Hurricane team tonight.
Yeah, Hurricanes really battled hard tonight. Got to be happy with that effort. Let's see how they respond with their first possession here in the second half. Hopefully they can march this down and keep things interesting.
And Grondell is in the gun. 2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. 2 to the bottom, I'm sorry. Grondell getting some signals from the sideline, sends a man in motion. And now we've got a stoppage in play. It's a timeout, Hurricanes.
There seemed to be some confusion on where to line up for the play and whatnot, so they had to burn a timeout there, but they didn't want to start off with a negative play, so Coach Ashby wisely calls a timeout there.
And so there is 9:06 in the third quarter on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. It is 28-17. Keith, do we have any more score updates from around the region currently?
Yeah, I was just checking, and it looks like everything's kind of held status quo. Desert Hills, Snow Canyon, 28-13 for Snow Canyon. And then Dixie Cedar is now moved to the fourth quarter, and it's 17-14 still.
Wow, okay. So we've got some tight games around the region. And the Tigers taking the field once again. Garrett Grondell, pretty good night for him, I would say, under all the pressure he's been under.
Yeah.
Been on the run quite a bit, made some plays on the run, though.
Well, and you can kind of see he has the body and the arm to really be a good quarterback.
Grondell back. He's going to lob the ball over, and it's going to be tipped up in the air and almost intercepted.
Boy, that was. He had a right open. He was in the curl. He did a curl route right in the middle of the flat, but the defender, the linebacker, got just a fingertip on it. Almost could have been picked off.
And
how is that a legal man downfield?
That's going to be a legal man downfield on the Tigers. So it'll be replay first down. They're kind of wondering why it's an illegal man downfield on an RPO play.
He doesn't know the
Yeah, he was in the actual pocket there, and I didn't see. Maybe one of the linemen leaked out. I didn't see it.
I didn't see it either.
Boy, that sideline judge, he's a hawk down there.
Yeah.
Black Oregon.
And this is the self-inflicted wounds. We talked about this pregame. Something that this Hurricane team is a good football team. They just sometimes set themselves up with undesirable situations that they put themselves in at times.
Yeah, just makes it a little tougher.
A little tougher, that's right. So they're backed up. Grondell in the gun. And they got another flag here. Looks like it's going to be a false start on the offense.
Snow Canyon scored another touchdown. It's now 35-13.
And it sounds like Snow Canyon has just scored another touchdown in that game against Desert Hills. Now 35-13, Keith, creating some separation. And a game we thought would be the best one all night. It's getting to be a blowout.
It really is. I can't believe that score.
And that looks like another flag down.
Looks like we might get it unsportsmanlike on this one. Ashby was down on the ground, and the Crimson defender just came up and ripped the ball out of there, trying to, make it look like it was a fumble, and they might give a personal foul against them.
Well, as we see on the replay, and just comes in late and pulls the ball out after the play's over.
Yeah, that's a big play because it was 1st and 15. Now they got that 15 yards back and a first down, so that's big.
That's going to be an automatic first down where they were behind the sticks quite a ways. So like you say, Keith, you are right. That is a big break for the Tigers. And they are set up 1st and 10 from the, 2nd and 4.
I thought they got an automatic, but I guess not.
Oh, through the hands of number 1. I believe that's
that's Iola. Iola, yeah. He's a big target. We mentioned him in the first half, and that one just a hair behind him, but again, he got his hands on it. You'd think he could be able to pull that one in. He would have had the first down, but unfortunately just wasn't able to rein it in.
And Grondell on a pass that he probably could have thrown a little more accurately, I would say.
Yeah.
But he would like to have that one back. But now 3rd and 4 in a big play. This is actually one of our sponsors tonight. This is the Bose Auto Parts crucial part of the game. This is a time in the game where the Tigers need this first down, and they're going to fumble the snap. He's going to pick it up. Grondell's going to come a little short.
All over the goddamn place.
Boy, that snap was just a little to the right of Grondell, and unfortunately he made the best of a bad situation, just came up a couple yards short.
And the snap really put him behind the 8 ball there, as it was a bad snap from the get-go. Had to go back, retrieve the ball, and run forward. So there really wasn't a chance to pick up that first down. He did all he could. You're right, Keith.
Yeah, that's the 3rd or 4th time tonight that they've had some issues with the snap. And just to give you folks some idea at home, they run a 3-down lineman, so they put a nose guard right over the center and makes it life uncomfortable.
And the kick is away, and it's fielded. Fielded by number 14 of the Mustangs. That is Tyler West, and he is dropped.
Yeah, that's great coverage. He didn't give up a yard. He tried to go right, then he went back to the left and tried to go to the middle and nowhere to go. So great special teams coverage by the Hurricane Tigers.
Yeah, excellent coverage there by the Tigers. a well-coached football team all around, as you can see. And the Tigers defensively looking to make another stand here, because you think if Crimson may score again, this game may be a little bit out of reach with the scoring tendencies of the Tigers, it being a little harder for them to score points in a hurry.
Yeah, I agree with you.
So that's going to West. West on the jet sweep option. He's going to spin. He's going to pick up 8 on first down, or 9, I'm sorry. It's going to be a 9-yard gain. It's going to set up 2nd and 1. 7:28 in the third quarter and ticking. We got 28-17. Crimson Cliffs over the Hurricane Tigers.
Yeah, it's just a nice little shovel pass by Barbin. You know, those are hard to believe they count those as passes now.
I know. They've become popularized in the last 3 or 4 years.
They really have.
So Barbin back. He's going to hand off to number 15.
Yeah, I know.
That's McCord Christensen, and he is down the sideline for a long gain.
Boy, I thought he went out about the 50-yard line, but he tiptoed his way down there. He picked up another 15 yards. He took a shot on the sideline there, but he picked up about 22 yards on that run.
Cord Christensen running hard, as we can see there. Takes on 2 tacklers and gets blasted out of bounds, but still makes a great play. Had to pay the price, though. Barbin back in the gun. I'd say that the Mustangs will be content to run the ball a little bit here.
Yeah.
Obviously, clock not a huge factor yet, but it will be. Barbin looking. He's got a man. He's throwing deep, and it is incomplete, but he draws the flag.
Boy, that's tough, because he was covered that time by Jace Meekum, number 9. The only thing is Meekum put his arms up like I'm not touching him, but he never turned his head around, and I wonder if that's why they're calling that. I didn't look like much.
No contact, really. Adamson there, Boston Adamson getting, you know, pretty much step for step with Meacham. So that was a tough call to give up there if you're the Hurricane Tigers in a game that was definitely in grasp, but it's starting to get a little bit out of the way here if they get a touchdown.
Yeah, you're seeing Uncle Mo kind of creep his way along, aren't you?
Absolutely. Uncle Mo has entered the building for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, and Barbin is in the gun. Cord Christensen in the backfield with him. Takes the snap. Throws, looking, and it's off the hands. Off the hands of Boston Adamson, and that was a good ball that should have been caught.
Well, it should have. It was tough. He turned his body sideways, but we've seen him make that catch before. But Jace Meekum, again, number 9 on the coverage. He was just a half step behind, but they made up some good ground there just to make it difficult for him.
And Barbin huddling up the troops here. 6:44 left in the third quarter. 28-17. Crimson Cliffs up over Hurricane. There's a snap. It's another high snap. Barbin takes it. He's going to run on the improvised play, and he's going to pick up a first down, I think. But there is a flag down. It looks like this one's going to be coming back.
Yeah, you got a hold on number 56 for Crimson, so it's going to come back 10 yards. So almost a disastrous play there with the snap, but Barbin made an athletic play to bring that in, and unfortunately the line to gain is coming backwards.
It is rapidly, as the line to gain way down the field now. Looks like that one of those country mile setups that I was talking about. As Steele Barbin's going to have to pull a rabbit out of the hat here, so we will see.
You have a country mile down there in Virginia? Where
I do, yeah, I do. Right. Quite a country mile walk to the pool I used to take. And Barbin looking. He's going to throw. He's got a man, and it's caught. Down to the 5, down the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Cliffs.
Boy, that's our man, Eaton, number 4. That's his 3rd one on the night. That was a beautiful throw there by Barbin. Just hit him right in stride and went up and snagged it out of the air. Just a beautiful throw and catch right there for the touchdown.
Just a simple pitch and catch, like you say. Eaton has been the targeted man tonight. He's been getting open early and often, and he cashes in on another one. And number 39 out to kick for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. That is checking on that number. Number 39.
Where'd he go? We're looking for him. Oh, here he is.
Number 39 is Ty Ott. Ottenshot. So Ottenshot with a good shot makes it 35-17 here with 6:13 left in the third quarter. We will take a 30-second timeout. We'll be right back with more of the action.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cache Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing
and will
lender.
always be free.
Kick is up and back and caught, and the Tigers are on the move. 10 to the 20 to the 25 and down there, and the Tigers will start set up on the 27-yard line going out, as they are down now 35-17 to the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs in a game that was real tight at the half, and there's been some separation here from Crimson Cliffs in the second half. Obviously some adjustments were made.
Yeah, they obviously have. They've utilized the run game a little bit more here in the second half, and then once Hurricanes filled the box to try to stop the run, they go up on top and gotten a couple easy scores to make the separation happen.
And 6:03 in the third quarter, so not getting too late on the Tigers yet, but you figure that this drive is another one of those Bose Auto Parts crucial parts of the game.
Yeah, this is real critical because, it could get away from them really quickly here. So they need to take some time off the clock and move the ball down, pick up a few first downs, and start. Again, you got that mentality. I got to win the quarter, got to win this possession, those kind of things.
There goes Ashby on the jet sweep action, and he'll pick up 1 yard on a play that was bottled up by the Crimson Cliffs defense.
Yeah, nice job by the defense. They just spread that out. It wasn't allowing Ashby a cutback lane, and they brought him down for almost minimal gain there.
And set up now 2nd and 9.
Paul, we got an update from Cedar City. It is now tied. Dixie-Cedar City at 17.
Oh, wow. The oldest rivalry in Region 10, living up to that billing as it is tied, as Keith says, and we'll keep an update and an eye on that one. And
Desert Hills just scored a touchdown, so it's 20-35 in that game.
Okay. And that's around the end, first down.
Oh, come on, guys. You ran out too early.
Yeah, that was Ethan Staples on the carry. He was tiptoeing down that sideline. He got about five tough yards there. Looked like he might have got a little more, but they said he stepped out about 2.5 yards short of that first down.
And we do have an update from the Snow Canyon game. It is now 35-21 as the Thunder draw closer with a touchdown to draw within 14 points. 35-21 Snow Canyon over Desert Hills, as we'll keep you updated on that one throughout the night. Garrett Grondell back in the gun. And he'll take the snap, and he will hand off, and that play is bottled up again. Number 54. Number 54 for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs tonight has been a player, and that's Parker Andrus again.
Yeah, we've called his number a lot.
He is making some plays tonight.
And he moves laterally really well, too, for a big kid down there. Very impressive. Him and the Haas kid, 99, he's had a nice night.
Yep.
Those two have really stood out on that D-line.
Difference makers. Like you said at halftime, the difference would be in the trenches, and so far, Crimson Cliffs has been winning that battle.
Yeah, here it is, 4th down. They're going to go for it, so this is a big play right here.
Another Bose Auto Parts crucial part of the game. Garrett Grondell in the backfield, takes the snap, he'll throw, and it's out there, and it's caught for a first down.
Yeah, that's a nice job by R.J. Wright. Just did a little 7-yard comebacker route. They faked the dive plays.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when
the
it's in
Tigers
bad
needed.
shape.
So now the Tigers set up with the first down at their own 43-yard line. As we see that play again to R.J. Wright, as he made a great play on the ball and just brought that one in, cradled it, and for the first down on a 4th down, a tense situation. Now Grondell set up first down, talking to his back. And then he's going to motion a man, and the ball's going to be on the ground again. He's going to have to just improvise. He's going to pick the ball up and gain about 7 on the play, though.
Yeah, that's been the most impressive thing tonight, Paul, is when things have broken down, whether it's a bad snap or whatever, his improvisation, I can't say that word.
It's a tongue twister.
He picked up 7 yards. I mean, he's been really good at just improvising and coming up with positive things.
Yeah, just freelancing a little bit.
Yeah, like he's in the backyard just playing. You know?
Yeah, that's right, backyard ball.
Surprised he's not drawing in the turf. Hey, you go here.
Yeah, that's right. And Grondell is going to take the snap, and he is going to hand off. And it's going to be a tackle in the backfield again.
Yeah, there's 54 again, and
99 there 99. Too. 54 and 99 been constants in tonight's contest.
Had the outside linebacker 42. He was in there too. I'm trying to remember. That was how come I can't remember his name? That's because we can't find him.
42 is Brayson Phillips.
There we go. We got to get Brayson on the radio. We can't forget his name.
Yeah, that's right. Everyone's got to get their pub here.
Sorry about that for you at home. We're scrambling here.
And Grondell, he's going to fumble the ball himself that time.
Oh, that's tough. Boy, you have 3rd and 4, and then a mix-up between the running back and the quarterback there, and now you lose 5 yards. Darn it.
And that's going to back them up to make it about a...
Oh, my hell.
Yeah, and they're going to punt it, too, so...
Coach, it's a little late now. You just threw the freaking punt team on the field. Yeah, but we're down.
There's a little dismay going on in the box.
Forget it. No.
As we are right beside the Hurricane offensive coordinator.
No, go ahead. No, you chose.
Tight quarters tonight for us. And the punt is up and away for the Tigers. It's going to be West with the fielding the ball. And he will be stacked up and tackled at about the 23-yard line. And we have 1 minute and 36 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. We'll keep it here as the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs go back onto the field trying to pile onto their lead up 35-17. What have you seen these last 2 drives? Obviously the one was set up by the fumble right before the half, but these last 2 drives of the second half have been very impressive.
They have, and you've just seen a little more physicality up front. It's kind of like what we kind of expected in halftime, and you're seeing Crimson just flex their muscle a little bit up on the front line there.
Just run over and up the seam.
And now Barbin in the gun. He'll hand off to Christensen. McCord Christensen up the field for an 11-yard gain and a 1st down. It just seems that the running game of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs starting to tire out the Tigers.
It is, and they're getting really big holes up there. That time it was between the guard and the tackle, and you know, you and I could have ran through that one. That was a big one.
Well, I don't know if I could have run through that one, but maybe you. So here we go. Barbin back in the gun. Tepalian taking a seat now. We're seeing some more Christensen running the football. He's on the outsides. He's running up the field. He's got a 2-yard gain. And they're just content to keep this clock rolling, pick up as many 1st downs as they can on the ground. I don't expect to see many balls in the air from the Mustangs throughout the rest of this game.
Yeah, I thought that was a nice play that time by Ashby. He's playing the free safety, and he came up, made a nice tackle that time to hold him for a minimal gain there. Hey, got an update from Cedar. Cedar scored again. They're up 24-17 in the 4th quarter. 3 minutes left.
Wow. That'd be an upset special.
It would.
Dixie pretty high in the RPI as of now. What a pass there by Barbin. Hits his man, number 20, on the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. That is Luke Childs, as he gets open and just finds a hole in that zone and sits down and gets about 20 yards on the play.
Boy, Barbin fit that in there just perfectly because R.J. Wright was able to lay the lumber on him. If he would have been a half second later, it could have been a pick too. But a beautiful throw and catch for the 1st down.
And now Barbin, they're more content to slow it down a bit. 9 seconds left in the 3rd quarter and ticking. I don't know if they're even going to get this play off, but we'll see. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. The play's off. McCord Christensen. He's running. He's down the sideline. He's going to try and stay in bounds, and he will. and it will end the third quarter. After 3 quarters of play on the Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard, it is 35-17. Crimson Cliffs over the Hurricane Tigers. We will take a 2-minute timeout. Be right back to the action after this 2-minute break.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can deliver.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit HolbrookAsphalt.com to discover more.
It looks like Snow Canyon just made a big play to force a fumble and take it back to the house, awaiting the call, but looks like it's going to be a touchdown.
Okay. We are back. Crimson Cliffs High School. And
looks like we had a play down here. It had a long pass play to number 18. That's Peterson. That's Peterson. Utah Tech. That's his son. Brings him down to the 15-yard line. Barvin back to pass. He fires over again. That's Peterson again, but it's broken up nicely by Carter Ashby.
And having some technical difficulties in the studio. Having a little echo if you hear that on the radio, but we will continue on as there we go, and it's fixed. So if anyone's having that issue, it's taken care of now. And Steele Barvin looking to cash in on this drive as the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs moving down the field pretty quickly, running the football, but he's going to throw the ball in the dirt that play.
Boy, that was great pressure that time by Jace Meekum. He was on the outside linebacker, and he was able to run down Barvin as he was about to throw it, and got good pressure on him. So it brings up 4th down from the looks like from about the 14-yard line, and 7.5 yards to go. Looks like
turn your mic back up, Paul, if you can.
Looks like Crimson's gonna go for it,
and it does look like they're going to go for it here as the Mustangs, with 10:33 left in the fourth quarter, up 35-17. Kind of wonder about going for it here, but they're going to try out maybe situational, working out in situations. And Barvin's back to pass. He's looking, he's rolling, he's going to throw. He's got a man, and it's caught. Touchdown, Mustangs.
Boy, that was a good job by Barvin, just eluding traffic long enough for him to, find a guy that was open. And as you mentioned, that was Boston Adamson who found his way open. I'm surprised they didn't find Eaton out there. He's had a heck of a night tonight, but Adamson's gets a touchdown grab.
Yeah, share the love a little bit, Keith, because Eaton's been a frequent member of the end zone tonight, and maybe get Adamson in there. So Boston Adamson checks in with a touchdown for the Mustangs. It is now 41-17 pending this PAT.
A little surprised, Paul, like you, that they wouldn't just run it though, considering the score.
Sure.
You know?
And there's the snap, and the kick is up, and it is good. So we are 10:23 left in the game, 42-17. The Crimson Cliffs Mustangs have taken off after their slow start. We'll take a 1-minute break and be right back to the action.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
We are Utah's financial outfitter, and we're here when it's time for your business to climb higher. Cass Valley Bank, mountains await. Member FDIC, equal housing lender.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can deliver.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the
At Finley Subaru on Sunland Drive.
Okay. We are back. Crimson Cliffs High School as the kick was up and sent to the Tigers. They brought the ball out to about the 24-yard line, and that's where they'll take over. And it's about time we start naming some nominees for some of these awards.
Yeah, real quick, Paul, while you're thinking about that, just a quick update. Snow Canyon 42. Desert Hills 20.
Yeah, that's one that kind of raised my eyebrows a little bit. I thought that Desert Hills would be the winner of that when I called that one on the show. So all the guys were kind of questioning me, saying, "Oh, you think it's going to be a blowout?" I said, "Oh, well, I saw Noah last week and he looked good." So, but I'm wrong on that one. I'll be the first one to say. But here we go. Garrett Grondell and the Tigers back on offense, and they're going to work out of the gun and run up the middle for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, that time it looked like he could have handed the ball off to the dive back, but Grondell just pulled it and ran right behind him, picked up a short gain there. Again, these are times where, you know, if you're a Hurricane fan, you just want to see them, okay, let's see if we can get some momentum, get a few first downs here, kind of work the clock a little bit. So just, not that you're trying to run the clock out, but you just want to have positive yardage.
And that pass is complete over the middle. Grondell finds his man for about looks like a 4 to 5 yard gain there for number 1. Nephile Iola. I'm sorry.
No, I butchered his name in the first game.
It looks like an H on the roster, but it's actually IL. I got you.
Yeah, and
Iola. I like that.
His parents came up to me at halftime and said, "It's Iola." I was like, "Okay, I got it."
That's all you needed, a little help from the parents.
That's right.
I know that my parents would do the same if my name was not being said correctly. So there we go, and that's going to be a run up the middle for a first down, Tigers. Like you were saying, pick up a couple first downs, get the momentum rolling, and they do pick up one there to reset the chains.
Yeah, that's a good strong run that time by Staples, and you know he's had a couple of nice, healthy runs.
Yeah,
I mean there are some positive things we're seeing out of this offense here tonight.
Grondell back in the pistol. He's going to take another low snap.
Why is he running that way?
Now he's going to get tackled in the backfield. Not really getting much presence up front as far as road grading and driving those defensive linemen. Those guys, 99-54, we've been calling their names all night. And Hawes and McKay, I'm trying to find his name. McKay Wright, another guy, and 52. Or Caden Hall is 99 and 52 or 54 Parker Andrus. And this play and another screen pass, but it's snuffed out again by by the
RJ's got to take it back outside.
Crimson Cliffs Mustangs defense.
That was a great play. They tried to do a wide receiver screen that time to the far side of the field. That's a long throw. RJ Wright tried to cut it back inside, but number 7 for Crimson, he did a nice job. Made a heck of a tackle there. That's Gavin Carter, just a junior, made a heck of a play.
And we've seen a lot since that first quarter. The Crimson Cliffs Mustang defense has really woken up in this game.
Yeah, they ratcheted it up. I think they got an earful from Coach on the sideline.
Absolutely. Wayne Alofapo, the coach of the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs.
Oh.
And on the roll there, Grondell picks up about 9 yards on an improvising off-script play that he was bottled up in the backfield, made some people miss, and got outside for the first down.
Big number 97 for Crimson. He was chasing him down. I thought he had a shot on him, but he bounced off of him and then sprinted to his left, and they were in man coverage, so he had a lot of green grass out there and picked up real good yardage.
And Grondell back in the gun. Clock stops, 7:08, 42-17 Mustangs. Grondell on the run now. He's gonna go down.
Boy, he
was about a 2-yard loss there.
Yeah,
that'll be a turnover on downs, and the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs going to take over.
That was our guy, number 99 against Hawes.
Hawes
brought him down by his shoelaces. Grondell did a nice job stepping up in the pocket, tried to avoid some pressure, went to his left, but Hawes was right there to bring him down.
And the Mustangs back on the field now in a situation where I wouldn't expect to see them throw the football. This is a time to just run the clock. And
yeah, I really hope not, because I don't like rubbing people's noses, when they get so far up.
Sure.
I would hope they would.
It's high school level, not a professional, not a rivalry game in college or anything of that effect. This is just two crosstown schools playing, and looks like Dixie is that a final?
No, 59
that's live.
seconds
59 seconds left. Dixie up 25-24 in the oldest rivalry in Region 10 over Cedar City.
Boy, that's been a heck of a ball game there.
And it looks like Snow Canyon. Well, last update we received 41-20. It says 35-20 right now, but I believe our latest update from the studio was 42-20.
Yeah.
Snow Canyon Warriors after a fumble return touchdown for the Warriors. So kind of a surprising result over there in that one, I would say, because Hunter Johnson, obviously a great quarterback, great player last year. Kind of a slow start this year for the Warriors, kind of waited for them to wake up, and it seems like they've woken up in a big way this week.
Yeah, he got injured earlier in the year, and he finally he looks healthy now. He was running really strong last week. He threw the ball well, and looks like it's carried over to this week because they're scoring a lot of points.
And here's a run for the Mustangs up the middle, off tackle. And that's going to go for about 8 yards and keep that clock churning. We are under 7 minutes now at 6:43 and counting. On our Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard, it is 42-17. Mustangs over the Tigers.
Looks like we got a new quarterback in, number 8 for Crimson Cliffs.
Number 8, that is Darius Strickland, just a junior. So you might be seeing the quarterback of the future here for the Mustangs. Obviously mobile. He's taken off, and he might have been past the line of scrimmage, but he hits his man, and that is going to be down to the 10, the 5, the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, we got a hold, so this one's coming back. You can see the hanky, and again, a little curious as to whether, I know you got a new quarterback in, but why are you throwing the ball?
Exactly. I'm with you there.
I guess I'm too old school to think,
I'm with you there. I feel like at the high school level, any sport, I feel like if you get a resounding lead, you should take your foot off the gas a bit.
Yeah, I know it's hard to tell the youngsters. You know, they wait their turn to get in there.
And they're playing full go all the time, obviously. I remember when I was a swing player where I would play JV but dress for varsity. And when varsity would get a big lead, they'd put a lot of us swing guys in.
Yeah.
And we got our opportunity. We were going full bore. So it's hard to tell a guy, hey, take your foot off the gas. But
usually you don't go full bore. You get hurt, too.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what you want to try to avoid.
That's right. So back in the gun, takes the snap, and this is a mobility. Look at this mobile quarterback get out there and run. First down, long run down to the 21-yard line, 22-yard line.
Yeah, that was just a great job. Again, it was a high snap. He had to improvise. What am I going to do? And he saw Hurricane in a man-to-man defense, and they had their backs turned to him, so he just took off and ran. He eluded one tackler, and away he went.
Yeah, Darius Strickland could be a player coming forward for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, as he's got some electric speed, and we saw the wiggle on him as he eluded a defender out in the open field, and that was impressive. So Strickland back in the gun. Cord Christensen in the backfield with him, takes the handoff, and he's going to get about...
Oh, they're saying it's down a little earlier. It looks like about only 3.
Only 3 yards, okay.
That Snow Canyon Desert Hills game went final 42-20.
And the Snow Canyon Warriors have won tonight 42-20 over the Desert Hills Thunder. We're getting that update.
That's a big win for Snow Canyon.
Huge win for Snow Canyon. As Noah looked pretty much flawless last week against Dixie. And Dixie wins 25-24. And that's a game that was a tight one all the way through. Cedar hanging in that one deep into the fourth quarter and just can't pull off the upset over Dixie. But what a tough game there.
Well, you knew that was going to be a battle because it was up in Cedar. It was their, and they both teams really don't like each other much, just because of the history that runs through that. But Cedar coming off of that double overtime victory from over Pineview last week, playing another nail biter again this week against Dixie. They kind of could have been the the dark horse of the region. Just haven't been able to pull out some of those close games.
Yeah, those less than one score, those 7 or less points games, they haven't been on the winning side of many of them. But playing a lot of teams tight, obviously could be a competitive team down the stretch. Not a team you can sleep on.
No.
So.
If you come out similar to what Crimson did tonight, they weren't really up for the game. Like we saw with Hurricane, you don't want to do that with Cedar.
Cedar can jump on.
Yeah, they'll punch you in the mouth and they'll go.
So we do have an injury on the field. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, and we'll check the status of the injury when we come back.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
Eats.
5 minutes and 20 seconds left remaining in tonight's contest between the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs and the Hurricane Tigers. Right now, 42-17 on your Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. Darius Strickland ready to take the snap. He takes the snap. He's looking. He's rolling. He's outside. He is on the run. He's down to the 10. He makes a move. He breaks a tackle, breaks another tackle, down to the 8, and it looks like a first down for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Another impact play by Darius Strickland as we see it on the replay here.
Yeah, he's very elusive at that quarterback position. He runs the ball really well. Kind of got away with a little hold on the defensive end there on Hurricane, but they didn't call it. And then he spun around from a couple guys, took on a tackler. He's wanting to score.
He's wanting to get in the box score, absolutely. So as we see Strickland back in the pistol, now sidecar, He catches the snap. He's going to give the handoff, and it's going to go outside, and this is going to be a walk-in touchdown. Touchdown, Crimson Cliffs.
Boy, they did a nice job just blocking that right side of the line, and had a hat on a hat, and really was untouched till he hit pay dirt. So touchdown for Crimson.
And now 48-17 on your Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard. 4 minutes and 26 seconds left. In a game where there's no moral victories, there's no, if you don't win on the field, it's kind of tough to pull moral victories at higher levels of football, college, pro, but high school, there's lessons to be learned in life and in football through winning and losing, and the Tigers going to suffer another loss, but a game they played really well in.
Yeah, they really have. In fact, when you look at the box score tomorrow, or, you'll check online the scores it won't tell the true story. This was realistically, if they hadn't had that fumble in the end of the first half, I doubt that we would have the same score that we have right now. That was such a huge momentum play.
Yeah.
That for Hurricane, it's unfortunate, but they've done some real positive things tonight. We pointed them out. They've been impressive that way as far as making some big plays, and it's there. It's just they need a few more big guys up front and a couple more athletes, and they'll be right there.
And I feel like the coaching is absolutely there with Coach Ashby doing such a good job up there. And I feel like the Hurricane Tigers will be back within the next few years. In my humble opinion, I feel like this program is on the rise.
Yeah, they are. And when they were at the 3A level, they were winning state championships.
One of the cream of the crop, yeah.
Oh, yeah. They were very good. So it's just, and the Hurricane City itself is one of the fastest growing cities in the western United States. People are moving here because there's places to live out there, a little cheaper than St. George, not much, but they're seeing a lot of growth out there. So, and with that, you'll see more kids coming in.
The player pool will get bigger, right?
Yeah. You'll see an influx of players, and it'll just come along.
The kickoff is up and back and caught, fielded, but it's going to be a touchback for the Tigers as they will take over at the 20 with 4 minutes and 26 seconds left. On your Wilkinson's House of Lighting scoreboard, it is 49-17 Crimson Cliffs. And Wilkinson's, from bold statements to subtle compliments, Wilkinson's House of Lighting will keep you it will help you fully enjoy all of the different spaces in your home. That's Wilkinson's House of Lighting. So Hurricane here, I'm not sure what their game plan is, if they want to start throwing the football a little bit, maybe try and score a touchdown, or if they're just content to run the clock out, regroup, and prepare for next week. We'll see going right now. He takes the snap, and it's a run all the way.
Well, he did a nice job. Garrett did. Grundell, he faked the dive play. He had the wide side of the field, so he picked up positive yardage. We got 5 yards on that run. So we've seen some impressive things from Grundell. I'm telling you, if you would have saw him the first week, you would have thought, who is this guy?
Yeah.
But he was nervous. You could tell it was his first varsity game as a sophomore. He's really grown into the position. I really like his progress.
Grundell, another handoff. This one goes up the middle, kind of a cutback. And that really goes for nothing. Tackle by number 33, Max Griffiths.
Yeah, he's a youngster in there. I think he's just a young sophomore.
Sophomore, yep.
Some of the younger guys are getting in there now to get some playing time.
Get some reps in the waning moments of this one tonight. As a real competitive game in the first half. We really thought we were on hand for what could be a dandy, but Crimson Cliffs separated in the second half, showed they were the better team. And there's the snap back, and looking, and on the roll, Grundell throws, and it was almost picked off.
Boy, he got lucky there. That was number 40 who come running in there. And I think he's a young guy there. I'm trying to remember his name.
Creed Bishop.
Yeah, Bishop came up from that free safety position and read the eyes of Grundell real well there. Just fortunate he didn't pick that up and run it back.
Absolutely. And it looks like the Tigers set up to punt here. And that will, and it is up. And it looks to be returnable, and it's going to bounce and go out of bounds at the 34-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Mustangs with about 3 minutes and 2 seconds left in the game. We'll take a 30-second time, and I'll be right back.
Looks like they got it.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
First Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. First General Store, the Big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
We're back. New quarterback enters the game for Crimson Cliffs. That'll be number 19, Ryder Sherritt, just a sophomore, as Darius Strickland got his chance and cashed in with a touchdown. Now going down the depth chart a little more, down to Ryder Sherritt, one of the younger guys on the squad.
Well, this is one of the beauties of having one of these types of games. If you're Crimson Cliffs, you get to play a lot of players, gives them some valuable varsity time, so that when you have these sophomores that turn into that junior role, they're not overwhelmed by their experience.
Ready, yeah. Looks like we're going to have a timeout. We'll stay here through the timeout, and it is quite the game for both teams here, as we really were seeing Crimson Cliffs start slow but really realize they started slow at halftime. I'm sure they got an earful. I'm sure it was a tense halftime conversation between Coach Wayne Alofapo and his troops, but that was something they came out resoundingly in the second half and showed that they were the better team by a wide margin, and they just blow this game open.
Yeah, they did a really nice job. And again, it all started up front. Their offensive line really took control offensively in the third quarter, as well as the defensive line for Crimson. They really, you had Haas and you had a couple of his buddies that just clogging everything up there, and it just was very impressive in the second half.
And now Ryder Sherritt in at quarterback, number 19, and that play is going to go for a first down on 2nd and 3. And we're starting to look at the clock now, and it's looking like Crimson's going to be able to potentially run this clock out. I don't know if they're going to have to run
maybe 2-3 plays,
a couple kneels here. See what the situation is when the clock starts running.
Yeah, we're seeing wholesale changes here from Crimson. You can tell these are little younger guys. They're not as big as what we're used to seeing.
15-yard penalty on the Hurricane Tigers.
Did we miss something?
I didn't see anything, but they did call a 15-yard penalty there. So,
all right.
Mustangs set up now. Hey, there's the handoff. He's going to bounce outside. He's got a little room. He's going to be gang tackled there for about a gain of 5.
Yeah, the running back that time, number 25, he bounced to the right, came back to the left, went back to the middle. Looked like a little water bug out there.
Yeah, exactly.
Remember Dave Meggett played for the Giants? He kind of looked like him, little guy just bouncing all over the place and wreaking havoc.
And now Ryder Sherritt in the gun, takes the snap. He's going to hand off, and that's going to go for a 3-yard gain close to the sticks. Maybe a 2-yard gain, but very close to the sticks. I don't know if he's going to have it.
No, he's about a yard short, it looks like. The nice thing is it just keeps that clock moving. So we're just about under 1 minute here left in the fourth.
Taken down here And Crimson Cliff's now officially taking the foot off the gas pedal, which we assume would have happened maybe a couple drives ago, but they've done it now. Got the twos in and running the football. And that's going to go for another first down there, right off tackle. And pick up 4 for a first down and 10. That'll move the sticks, and that should do it. 45 seconds remaining, running clock. Ryder Scarrett in the pistol, now the gun. Snakes the snap, the handoff, the run, off tackle, kind of that stretch play action. And it goes for about 3. And that should be the last play of the game.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to be it.
And the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs are going to win resoundingly over the Hurricane Tigers, 49-17. And we are watching the final seconds tick off tonight, 8, 7, 6, and so forth, as the Mustangs will continue to keep that top spot in the RPI, you would figure, after another resounding win. And we will take a 2-minute timeout. We'll come back with our post-game show right after this.
Check out this week's edition of TGIF on stgeorgenews.com. TGIF is your weekend adventure guide to all the fun and exciting things going on in Southern Utah this weekend. Find this week's edition at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab. Have a blast this weekend.
Kit, potting mix, turf builder, and Ace Lawn Fertilizer on sale to help make your yard beautiful. Download their app for a $5 instant bonus to use on your next purchase. Hearst General Store Ace Hardware, conveniently located in the heart of downtown Cedar City and St. George.
I'm Bo Bradshaw, owner of Bo's Auto Parts. I want to watch the game as well, so I'll make this quick. When you come into Bo's Auto Parts, our store mission is simple. Supply our customers with the best auto parts and the best customer service we can provide. Come on by and see if we can deliver.
Hey, it's Sheldon Demke. Check out the latest episode of What's on the Menu, a behind-the-scenes tour of local restaurants. We'll see some of their favorite dishes and get an inside look on how these dishes are prepared. Check out this week's episode at stgeorgenews.com and click the shows on the menu tab.
As a local business owner, it's important to get the word out about your business. More people equals more revenue for you. Get your business in front of over 160,000 people in Southern Utah each week with St. George News. Contact St. George News today.
Did you know that St. George News has a new app? Download the St. George News app today and stay up to date on everything happening in Southern Utah. Get instant notifications on news, weather, sports, and more. Download the app today and get your local news now.
I'm Aaron Crane, host of the Region 10 Recap. Want to relive the highlights of the game? Look for the Region 10 Recap every week. Just follow St. George News on Facebook or go to stgeorgenews.com.
Hearst Ace Hardware is conveniently located in St. George on the corner of Bluff Street and St. George Boulevard with 30,000 square feet of lawn and garden, paint, tools, fabrics, sporting goods, and the most complete nut and bolt section in town. Hearst General Store, the big Ace store on Bluff and on Main in Cedar City.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of
Remind you that after cheering on your favorite team, there's no better place to refuel than Rally Stop. So come on in, grab some gas, your favorite soda, or something to eat. They have all your post-game celebration needs. And we know the Mustangs will be celebrating tonight after a 48-17 win over the Hurricane Tigers in a game that was close in the first half but got away from them. And I think we'll just get right into it. Our AWP Playmaker play of the game, I think it has to be whenever the deep shot down the sideline to Jordan Eaton, one of the four. It had to be one of the four because he had so many plays. It just seems like he's the guy that made the Playmaker play of the game. Not just quality, but quantity too.
Absolutely, and topping it off with even the homecoming king. So what a night for him.
Yeah, absolutely. What a night. Ride around on the little golf cart at halftime, catch 4 touchdowns, kind of just lived the dream for a night. We'll go next with the Morgan Pest Control defensive play of the game, but I think that this needs to go to 2 guys. Not a play of the game, but number 52 and 99, Hawes and
Yeah, it was 54.
54.
Yeah.
Andrus.
Yep.
Andrus and Hawes.
I agree.
Those two were making defensive stops throughout the night, over and over and over again at the line. So I would take those two guys because they were just relevant throughout the game. Other guys stepped in and made a play, 2 plays, but those guys made multiple plays throughout the night.
Well, if you want to single it down to a single play, it would be that play right before halftime. Hawes got in, forced the fumble, allowed Crimson to score right
the quick
before
touchdown.
halftime. Yeah,
yes.
The turnaround, that just shifted the whole momentum of the whole game.
Absolutely. That's probably the defensive play of the game. You are right. And the Hearst Ace player of the game. Ace is the place to visit for a variety of products and great prices. 2 locations, the Big Ace store on the corner of the Boulevard in Bluff in St. George, and the Main in Cedar. This one's really hard for me, but I'm going to have to go Jordan Eaton. 4 touchdowns. Just seemed like he was living in the end zone tonight, making a ton of plays. Homecoming king.
Yep.
It's just scripted. It just seems right.
Yeah, it's his, and it'll be a memory he'll have forever, and I'm sure the story will get bigger and bigger as the years go on.
Little telephone game. It's going to change every person you tell it to, right?
But great night for him, absolutely.
Absolutely is right, and that's it for us. For Keith, for Paul, for Dusty, it is the fan team coverage tonight on the Crimson Cliffs and Hurricane Tigers. That's it for us. Everyone have a great night.
Good night, everybody.